right. Good evening. So I know it was a little late posting this. Busy afternoon, I'll say as usual, but busy afternoon. Um, Damn it, I left the camera outside. Um, yeah, yeah. Here we go. That's a little bit better. So let's see here. We have stream. Am I? Is it actually working? Can it? It is. Details. Open this up. All right. Are we streaming? Yes. Perfect. What up, small town reporter? Okay, I don't think I've seen that name before. Hello to you too. How are you doing this evening? TJ, what up? He said, good evening. Welcome back. Yes. Susie says, glad you're back. I don't know. Uh, look at his tan. Look at his tan. Look, you can see it on my hands too. Look at that. Oh, am I watch? Yeah. There. Woo, buddy. I got real tan. Hey, Bumpy. Bumpy, shout out to Bumpy. Bumpy, how about taste tester number two? Just a few minutes ago, say about an hour ago, had a grand slam walk-off home run for his senior game. He was obviously, the whole grand slam walk-off portion. He was the last batter. Down the page. He was the last batter, and yeah, home run, grand slam home run to win the game. It was dope, dope, dope. Marcus, what up, man? He says, aloha, everyone. Jimmy said, what's up? What's up? Blind man says, hey, hope you had a good trip. I sure did. So blind man, I was holding up my forearm, my left forearm, and you can see where my wedding band. Look, you can see even on my right arm where I wear my analog watch, and then my left arm I wear the digital watch. You can see just how tan I've gotten. And then look, I have a ring, a witness mark on my middle finger because I had I say it's an older wedding band, but so there was a point where I gained a bunch of weight and my wedding band wouldn't fit. So my wife was like, "You're not going anywhere without a wedding band." So she bought me a bigger ring. Well, now the bigger ring is too big because I lost the weight back, and so now it resides on my middle finger on my right hand, and you can see the the witness mark there, and the definitely the witness mark on my ring finger, and then my wrist. Yo, it's crazy. I have definitely gotten a good tan. Like, yeah, that's nuts. All right, so this afternoon I spent cooking. Um, I spent cooking for TSS number two's baseball team. I spent 5 hours out there on the field today, or the diamond. I cooked 96 hot dogs and 80 burgers. Um, so it was kind of like I said, it was a senior night thing, and taste test number two is a senior, and yeah, I cooked and kind of donated my time and the everything, and but I brought extra food, and I was able to recoup half of what I spent from just random people who were buying food. And then how about the first person or one of the first people to ask me about setting up food was someone that I used to sell food to, I don't say way back in the day, but back in the day. So she was yelling at me across the street, and I'm like, "What? What?" And she said, "When you gonna be ready?" I'm like, "Half an hour, 45 minutes." So she came back in about an hour, and when she saw me, she said, "No way!" I'm like, "Oh," and I'm like, she's like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe." She started talking. I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I looked at her. I was like, "Yeah, why do I know you?" I was like, "Yo." I used to sell you food back in the day. She said, yeah. She said, now what's my name? What's my name? I said, so I'm sitting here like racking my brain, racking my brain. I'm like, it's not April, right? No, it's not April. Lady's name was Wendy. And I mean, she was definitely one of those. If you ever, I say you ever heard me, but I used to talk about how I swore all of the people who bought food for me were high. All of them, like weed heads, were high back in the day. Like when I was first, like 10 years ago, when I was first selling food, majority of the people who I was selling food to were like literally they're just straight weed heads. Nothing wrong with that, but she was one of them. So whenever she would get the munchies, she would call me up. What you got? What you got? What you got? So all right, so let's see. Let's get back to the comments here. TJ said, yeah, but did you have fun? I sure did. We sure did. We had a lot of fun and we didn't do very much. I won't say of anything. But I did film some stuff, but I always feel weird about like putting a video together about my travels because it's not barbecue and I get so much pushback about when people see stuff on my channel that's not barbecue and I just one of those things. All right, small town reporter says I haven't checked in with you in a while. I updated my name. All right, so then, now that makes me wonder, what was your name before? Now I'm going to think about it. Sean said, "What up? What up? How you doing, Sean? It's always a pleasure. Hopefully, all is well with you and yours." Small town reporter says, "Nice. I guess about the tan." Like button. Hey, if you haven't already, thank you, Marcus. If you haven't already, please back out of the comments and hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm actually going to let's open this up, and I'm going to switch accounts, and I'm going to watch from my other account so that I can give myself a like. Hey, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I greatly appreciate it. I'm showing 7 likes. 12 folks here and 7 likes. Susie said, when you sell burgers, do you add things like cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles? No. Because I was not expecting to sell the burgers. The whole thing was I was really just kind of doing it to I mean, these are high school kids, they really don't care. Now if I was going to be like if I was going to be set up selling burgers and hot dogs and you know everything like that, then yes, I would make sure I had cheese. I would have, lettuce, tomato. I don't know about the tomato. I probably would do like maybe just see this is the thing because it's like how much do I take and how much do I end up charging folks? Because the whole thing is because it's basic, I'm not charging a whole bunch of money. But when you start adding the accoutrement, you gotta pay for the accoutrement. So no, I didn't take any of those things with me. I did have just ketchup, relish, ketchup, mustard, and relish. Um, that was all I took with me because again, this was for my son's baseball team, and it was really just I don't say a gift, but it was really just for me to kind of um, it wasn't even a thank you, but it was just from me to them. Um, they that baseball team, the coaches, the baseball team itself. Chase Hudson number 2 has been on the team for 4 years, and I mean he's that's this is like I said this was my gift to them more or less. And then I took some extra because I didn't know if like players from the other teams were gonna want food. You start smelling a grill going, you gonna get hungry. Speaking of hungry, I didn't even eat today. I had a half a hot dog. Sushi said, or keep it simpler with just the condiments. Ding, 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 ding. That's exactly it. Harlem Street Publishing. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, it has been a hot minute. Well, hello and welcome back. Thank you for rejoining us. Why are you do you owe me some money I don't know about? Is that why you haven't been on the live streams lately? I mean, please, you let me know. George, what up, George? How you doing this evening? Susie, just think that. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I'm just I mean, like, if I was going to be like, if I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to be at this particular corner on this particular day selling hot dogs and hamburgers, and I would take more stuff. I would definitely take, more of everything. Some onions, some pickles, some. I just don't. I don't know. Some people want lettuce and tomato. I think it's I don't know. I think it would be kind of a waste. Um, but who knows? I mean, cut up a little bit of lettuce or get some shredded lettuce and just boom, toss it on top. Mm. You feel my side eye right now? Schedule got busy. Do you know the things, the lengths that I go through to make this live stream happen every single Wednesday night at 9 p.m.? Dude, I have been out on the baseball field for 5 hours. I am stinky. I am sweaty. I am ready to get in the shower. My face is covered in grease and charcoal ash, and I'm sitting here with you guys. Schedule got busy. Mm. Jimmy, what up, man? How you doing?
He's alive. He's
Yes,
gonna make. He's
he's
gonna.
alive.
He's
He,
alive. He's gonna
he's
make.
alive.
And
Yes.
look. The first night
Yeah.
since April the 8th, the 7th, since the
You're welcome.
7th.
Yes. Oh, buddy. Oh, oh, buddy.
Save for Dash's live stream.
I'm.
It's gonna be
That's what's
terrible.
that. Oh, look.
It's gonna be terrible. And there's only one thing that it can be.
Okay.
We cracked the 131 open.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you gonna go big or stay on the porch,
I.
right?
All right. So I have. All right. So I got something new. My guy was playing, and I don't even know what it was, but he told me that he gave me a small jar that he said it came off the still at 188.
Ooh.
But the thing is, the way he was telling me, he said his what's that thing called? The hydrometer?
Yes.
All right, so the hydrometer, it was the distillate was still hot, like warm. So
Right.
because it's warmer, it will throw the proof off because it's warmer and the hydrometer, I guess, sinks lower. So I don't know what the actual proof is, and I didn't proof it because I was like I'm not messing with it. But I do have a small jar, and I will take I'll say a small shot. But I still have my black top jar. What's left of my black top jar in the freezer, and that one was 188 proof.
Yes, 188.
Jeez,
I
yeah.
I talked to my guy the other day. The weather is warm.
Oh
Things
yeah.
looking
Oh
up.
yeah.
Things are looking up. So we will
Yes.
see. We
Yes.
will see.
Listen,
Yep.
my guy's been at it too. Like I said, and I was away. So when I got back, he was like, "Here and here, here you go, here you go." So
Yep. Yep.
yeah, man.
Well, speaking of your trip, how
It
was the
was
cruise?
fantastic. It was fantastic.
Great.
So
Great.
we I didn't go into great detail. I normally don't I won't say tell you guys about my trips until I get back. The internet and such. So we took. Oh, hey, taste tester number two. Yeah. Come here for a second. You want to say hi to everyone? Hi, everyone. Let's just come closer. All right. Hi. So he has the. I mean, I talked about it quickly, but please tell him. Wait. So what happened this afternoon?
So today was our senior night
All right.
at my school with baseball team, and my great father.
Can you hear him? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My great father
Oh.
came out and gave us hot dogs and hamburgers as a gift, and it was really amazing. But we were down 12-2 going into the top of the sixth.
Wow.
We're down 12-2 going into the top of the sixth, and we play 7 innings. So in the bottom of the sixth, we put up 6 runs, making it 12-7. No,
12-8.
7 runs, making it 12-8, and then we needed 4 to tie, 5 to win, and the responsibility came to me, and I just kept telling myself, I got it, I'll do it, and
modest.
Came in there, and I hit the ball the hardest or the farthest I've ever hit.
Yes,
it was opposite field as well. So
it went to the left. I thought it went right.
That's
Oh, okay.
field.
Oh, all right.
If I'm here, that's
okay.
that way.
All right.
but I had to stay back on it. And Dr. Reeves or my principal posted it. Everything. It
Oh,
really cool.
already?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I know. I thought I saw her. I didn't get to see it. Anyway, so he had a grand slam walk-off home run to end his senior night to win the game for his team after they were down by 10 runs. So it was amazing. It like nothing short of amazing. It was
Oh,
yeah.
you
It was
definitely have
wonderful.
to take him out. You gotta take
Not
him
yet.
out for that one. You gotta take him out for that one.
So
Yeah.
all right, let me try to catch up on the comments real quick, and then I'm gonna go to the freezer because I had to recoup. This was just water. I had water and ice because I'm like still trying to cool off. All right, let's see. George says great. Just got back from Cancun a couple hours ago. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so TJ says, what did you use to cook the burgers and dogs? Johnny 5, my 5-foot grill table, the Middle Creek 5-foot grill table. That is what I use for outdoor events. Actually, I'll say I have a picture. I said, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. Do not finish. Wait, before I show you that picture. Here, there's the seniors for this school. All right. So let's see. Find the grill picture. I took a bunch of pictures of them at the end of the game. Of course. Oh, here it is. So, TJ, hopefully you can see this. Here, I'll make myself bigger. All right, TJ. So this is my Meadow Creek. This is a 5-foot grill table. You see, that was 20 burgers on the left, and it'll fit 100 burgers. I almost say 80. It'll fit 100 burgers on there at one time. So that was 20 burgers or a little less than 20 burgers and 25 hot dogs. And then on the far, you can see, hopefully that's on the far right. You see in the foil pans. So those are some burgers that are done, and then there are hot dogs that are wrapped up. I think that was like 25-ish hot dogs that were wrapped up, ready to be given out. So what I'm going to try to do is I filmed a time lapse of the event of the whole thing, and it'll be I'm going to title it something along the lines of my first on-site event for 2025 or whatever. So but I don't know if it'll go out tomorrow. I'm like I said, I just got home literally 20 minutes ago. All right, so Susie says, Jimmy. Neil says, excuse me, pardon me. Sorry, hello from Ontario, Canada. George says 188 is carburetor cleaner. Nah, that's sipping liquor right there. That's what that is. That's not. Listen, I won't say I'm a professional, but that's sipping liquor. Like you don't drink that one real fast. Marcus is laughing and he says, basically, no, it's not. Let's see. Hey, taste tester number 2, Marcus says. Susie says, hey. Small town reporter says, hello. Marcus said, awesome. Susie said, way to go. George says, congratulations. Marcus says, that's a Disney movie ending. It sure is. You heard that? That's a Disney movie ending. Yeah. He said, yeah, really. Steven says, hey, yo, Dash, Jimmy, and family. Good evening. Yes, indeed. Well, yep, no problem, TJ. Susie said, or Jimmy, all right. She says, hi, Susie. Have something for you and your son. Hope to get it in the mail tomorrow. Yeah. And Steven, Jimmy said, brother Steven. Yeah. So, Steven, yep. I was close to, well, I think I was closest to Steven last Wednesday. No, last Wednesday? Where were we last Wednesday? Actually, I was technically farther away. Because last Wednesday we were in Dominican Republic. I might have to look back. We were either in Dominican Republic or in St. Croix. I might have been St. Croix. Because Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday we were in St. Croix. So last Wednesday we were leaving St. Croix. So that was say I was closest, but I was say closer than normal to where Steven is. Hey, listen, if you are available and want to hang out, definitely hit the link and join us on the live stream. So, Jimmy, how you doing, man? Have you cooked anything like lately, or are you just kind of still
I
hanging out?
actually cooked twice last weekend. I cooked Saturday and Sunday both. So
All right, that's what's up.
we're believe it or not, I went back to work Monday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You, were you ready, or were you just bored?
Both. Both. I had a bad case of cabin fever.
I can imagine.
I can only stay home so long. I don't, there's one day retirement's going to slap me in the face. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may have to weld my cookers to my utility trailer and go sit in the parking lot somewhere and sell barbecue or something.
Listen, I hear you. Rolling Smoke Barbecue and Cooking said, "What's up, everybody? How you doing?" He's representing Louisiana. Yeah, I am. So like I said, I got this food for the kids. The coach reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you be able to cook some hot dogs and hamburgers?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool." And he said, "So how many people are you expecting?" He's like, "Oh, the number kept growing. So at first it was like 25, 30. Then he was like 35, maybe 40 people. And then when he reached out to me earlier this week, he's like, 'Hey, just wanted to confirm for Wednesday.' I said, 'All right, well, let me just give me a head count.' He said, 'Oh, we're looking at probably 45, 50 people.'"
Yeah.
It just kept growing. It just kept growing, right? As we got closer, the number just kept going up and up and up. So I'm like, all right, well, if I know there's 20 plus players on the team. I'm like, I got to make sure that the players each get at least a hot dog and a hamburger. So I'm like, all right, well, let me just put 50 hot dogs off to the side pretty much and 40 burgers off to the side. And I said, all right, well, I'm just going to double it and cook twice as much food, for then what I need to feed the players because, of course, families and stuff like that. So uh, families or friends and families of the, folks on the team, I'm like, "Hey, are you associated with Dunbar?" They're like, "Yeah, this person, yeah, that person." Or I knew a good majority of the parents and or other folks that were there. So I'm just like, all right, they can get one for free, or the coach get one for free. But I mean, it was a couple people that came a couple times to get burgers and hot dogs, and I'm like, all right, now, yeah, I got to chill. But it was all in all, it was pretty good. And then, like I said, it was selling food to random people that were walking by or just observing. And I'm like, I'm not above it, so I'll take $3 for a hot dog and $4 for a hamburger, and people was paying. So I'm like, hey, thanks. So, and it was kind of like as I'm selling food, I'm like, ooh, I need to kind of make sure that the kids eat. That's the whole point. I don't want to sell more food, because for whatever reason, I sold way more hot dogs than I did burgers. I don't know if you've ever done any sort of like cooking hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that, Jimmy. If you experienced that, you go through more hot dogs than burgers, or
It works that way. I don't know why either, but yeah, I've done cooks for county and city employees that were hot dogs and hamburgers, and you're right. Hot dogs go fast. They really do.
yeah. The good thing is with that table, man, I could probably put 100, 150 hot dogs on that table at one time
I
and
bet.
cook them. The only problem is when I cook that many hot dogs, then I have to wrap that many hot dogs and put them away. So luckily for me, taste tester number 3 was there, and my wife went with me as well, because of course we were there to support my son. And then taste tester number 1 came, and he came and hung out with some of his friends. So they sat and watched the game for a while, and I don't say they helped a little bit, but they helped get stuff out of the car, and then they were kind of off to the side doing their own thing. Actually, kind of watching the game. And then I got to cooking. I was cooking, and I cooked the first half of everything. And then once I finished cooking that first half, I was like, all right, I need to kind of save this last half of stuff for the kids and for the families that were down there watching the game. So I kind of put everything off to the side. And so once the game was done, everything was already wrapped up. Everything was ready. Boom. took the trays down to where they were, everybody was, and I was like, all right. They sat and did the little speeches and took pictures and stuff like that, and then I came back up the hill and I was beat. I'm like struggling to try to put everything away. So that was it. So yeah. And then of course they asked me and they said, "Hey, you want to cook for the seniors?" They're like, "We'll pay you this time. We'll pay you this time." I was like, "Okay, now that sounds much better." And this was nice because one of the other senior parents, she's like, "Hey, can you do this for me for my son?" And she told me the date, and I was like, "That's the day after their graduation." She's like, "Yeah, but it's the day before his birthday." I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay." So I need to actually write that down. Um,
I had
as,
a director call me from our uh, it's preparatory academy. Call me. Prep, Teacher Appreciation Week is next
uh-huh.
week,
Oh
and,
yeah.
yeah, and they want me to cook barbecue for the staff, and I'm
Okay.
like, okay, what's your budget?
Right.
What's your budget? Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do barbecue and beans,
How
and
much money you have? How
that's
much
right.
can you put?
That's right. So this probably Sunday we will cook and then pull the dash trick. We'll reheat
On Monday?
on Monday morning and
Man, listen.
go for
Don't
it.
that's not a dash trick, man. I've seen and heard of quite a few companies like you've heard of Salt Lick, right?
Oh yeah,
They do the same thing. They cook what they're cooking today is for tomorrow.
yeah.
Um now then
Hey, it
now there
works.
listen, it work there are times when it works and there are times when it doesn't. I've also seen people cook stuff ahead of time and it don't work good. It don't work good.
Uh, yeah, and
No worky
part of that,
worky.
the method they used
I don't
wasn't
know,
just
man. I have no
it's,
idea.
it's
I know it. I'm not going to name any names, but I went to a certain place in Central Florida and had food, and I was like, "Ooh, this is not good." Um,
oh
and
yeah,
there, and
oh
but
yeah.
it's one of those things, and it's kind of funny. And when someone finds out you do something right, they're like, "Oh, like so." I was near my mother in law's house, and we're sitting down, and actually, my wife was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get my go get a pedicure before I leave from this area because it'll be cheaper than trying to get a pedicure on the ship, and or a pedicure closer to when we travel or where we travel because we left out of Miami." So I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." So she's like, "Oh, I said, well, here, I'll just take you and I'll drop you off." And I said, I haven't had lunch. I'm gonna go next door. I'm gonna sit and eat lunch. So I went next door and sat and ate lunch. And lady was reading my shirt. She said, "Oh, you barbecue? And you do barbecue?" So we started talking about barbecue and food service and other stuff like that. She said, "Have you tried this place?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "What did you think?" And I said, "Well, one of the last times I was in the area, I went because someone else, said you gotta go here, you gotta do this." I was like, "Okay." She said, it's funny. And then like before I even got the answer, she kind of cut me off, right? Because I told her someone else told me. She said, "Why do we do that?" She's like, "Why does someone, if they come to this area and you find out that they do barbecue, you say, 'Oh, have you been to such and such a barbecue place?'" She said, "You probably get tired of that, don't you?" I said, "Sometimes I do." I said, "But other times, I like going places and saying, 'Hey, when I am here, I can go to this place and I can eat something and it'll be really good.'" But I said the majority of the times that I go places, a lot of time, more often than not, I'm disappointed. And she's like, "Well, why do you think that is?" And I said, "Because it's not mine." I'm like, I know what I like and I cook my food the way I like. And when I go different places and they don't do the things I like or the way that I like, it's not always that I'm disappointed. It's this kind of let me down. So, yeah. Easy Bake Barbecue. What up with you, man? How you doing? Uh, yeah. So, I don't know. Did Jimmy, you experience that too? Or you kind of just, it
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
matter what it is?
we had um, a agency Christmas party for
Oh,
Christmas,
yeah.
and they did pulled pork and beans and whatnot. And the chief came over and he said, "Well," he said, "I know you're a big barbecue critic." He said, "What did you think of the barbecue?" And I said, "That's okay." And he was like, "No, no, no, no. Be honest with you." I said, "Honestly, that was the most bland, dry barbecue I've had in a long time." He said, "We had a guy offer to cook it for free." I said, "You paid
That's
too
why.
much. You paid too
That's why.
much." Woo, it was bad.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Look, TJ said that sounds like disappointment. And that's the thing, right? And but you know, and here's the thing, right? Jimmy, again, so whoever, if you found out whoever made that barbecue, right? You probably wouldn't be like, "Oh man, this was bad." You probably be like, "Oh, all right, hey,
yeah,
thanks
yeah,
you because
yeah.
I listen, I know I'm not perfect, okay? I don't claim to be the best barbecuer, the person that cooks barbecue. I don't claim to be that. All I do is I cook food that I would want to eat. All right?
Look,
That's
look, I know you well enough to know that when you present a
oh,
product to a customer or somewhere for other people to eat, it's gonna hit a certain mark, and nothing below that is acceptable.
exactly agreed. And there have been times where I have messed some stuff up. But whenever there has been a time where I messed stuff up, I'm going to alert that person to say, "Hey, this happened or that happened. This wasn't my best. Please, if you feel like this wasn't, it wasn't worth it, it wasn't good enough, let me know,
Let
and
me
I
know.
will I will either give you a full refund or I will hook you up the next time I cook for you." Like I had one lady who, now this woman, she orders briskets for me, whole briskets, at least one whole brisket, probably a quarter. Okay, so she spends decent amount of money with me, right?
Yeah.
So there was one, um, and I can't remember. It must have been Bernadette, but there was one brisket cook I did, and I was totally unhappy with it. Totally unhappy with this brisket cook. And I dropped the food off and I'm texting her and I'm like, "Hey, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I was not a fan of this particular cook. I was using a new cooker or whatever." And I'm like, it just didn't check all the right boxes for me. And I said, "What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 25% discount." I said, "I'm gonna refund you 25%." I said, "I feel like this is the least I could do, right?" And oh, Jimmy, you still there?
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
I'm,
here.
I'm all right. It must be my screen that kind of blanked out. So I said, "Look, I'm gonna give you 25% of your money back, right? I'm just offer it." Like she's like, "You didn't have to do that." She's like, "First of all, everyone loved the brisket as usual." She said, "No one noticed any sort of difference, and I was getting compliments on the food, on the brisket the entire time, so you had nothing to worry about." And I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be like, "Hey, go ahead and give me that 25% back." But I'm like, I won't say I don't make it I don't brag about the fact that if you're unsatisfied, I'm just gonna give you your money back, point blank, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But you're
Because
your worst critic too.
agreed, definitely
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's see. Small town reporter says she can find great barbecue. But the sides are not good at times. Now that is something that is rather hit or miss. And I will be
Yep.
completely honest. I shied away from doing sides for the longest time because I didn't want that to be the response. My lane is the proteins. Period. I have
Yeah.
gotten more comfortable over time doing sides, but in the beginning, I'm like, nah, here's your meat. Here's the protein for your dinner. Here's the protein for your lunch. You go and figure out what you're gonna have for your side, or you go ahead and make something for your side. Because look, my lane is the protein. The pulled pork, the brisket, the ribs, the chicken. That's what I do. And but then again, I started doing more catering, and people were like, "Oh, what size you offer?" And I'm like, I'm gonna offer some size I can get from the stove. from
Yeah.
I'm gonna offer some size that I can get from someplace that I can get that same thing all the time. And that's what I did in the beginning. And I would doctor it up and make it a little different, or add something to it, or do this or do that. So it
Yeah.
wasn't like straight out the container and into another container, and then here's your $50 platter, of coleslaw, or $50 thing of potato salad. Nah, I did actually do something to it, to make it my own, if you will. But just doctoring it up, it still isn't. It's not much, right? But with that being said, I have then moved on to I'll make baked beans. I'll make green beans. Now the cold sides I do still buy, just because it's much easier.
Well,
Man,
yep.
coleslaw, macaroni salad, potato salad,
Yep.
doom doom doom. I will buy
Absolutely.
those things. Just because there's a company out there that spent a lot of money making sure that those products were consistent every single time. And that's one of the big things with me is consistency. Um, and I've talked about this before, where if you go into a McDonald's in Philadelphia, and then you go into a McDonald's in, let's say St. Louis, and you go into another McDonald's in, let's say Denver, right? And you go into a McDonald's in, LA. You've gone across the country, and you go into a McDonald's, and each time that burger was still the same. It tasted the same
Yep.
exact way. It looked the same exact way.
Yep.
You knew what you were getting. You knew what to expect. That has always been my MO when I do my food. I have a consistent blend of seasonings that I use for my briskets, for my lamb, for my salmon. Now I'll be honest, my salmon seasoning has changed recently, because I like the ingredients that I use for the salmon. One of them I can't get anymore, and I'm like, when I saw the writing on the wall that the seasoning was getting harder to find and buy, I bought a bunch of it, and I'm out. I'm out of it. And I mean, what I've transitioned to, um is, I think it's great. So let's see. That's nice. I hope I met all your expectations. Yes, I guess when small town reporter says find great barbecue but decides they're not good at time. Look, Chef Arel, let me just tell you. First of all, what up, Chef Arel? How you doing, man? I feel like you've been ducking me too. You and the small town reporter, y'all owe me something I don't know about. Y'all just been ducking and hiding. Cause I haven't seen you in probably like 6 months, yo. Like, what's good? What's going on? What's Gucci? As you always be like, what's Gucci? But anyway, Chef Arel, be it that I have been traveling to Florida. My mother-in-law lives in Florida, and I've been traveling to Florida, I won't say a lot, but more so recently in the past 3 years since she's been in Florida. Bruh, Publix, period. Almost anything that you can get from Publix is pretty fire. He put 3 fire emojis talking about the Publix potato salad. I'm gonna be honest, I've never had the Publix potato salad, but almost any and everything else that I have had from Publix has been, spot on. It has never been a miss. Never been a miss. So let's see. Eastwind Farm says, I hear Canics are the pellet smoker of the pew pew world. No. So here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. There are people out there who are going to say you only need to buy this particular pistol, firearm, and it rhymes with rock. Okay, it rhymes with rock. Or yep. There you go. It rhymes with rock, or it rhymes with a fruit fig. Okay, with a fruit fig. Okay. Now, let me just mind you, I'm gonna take off my barbecue hat and I'm gonna put on my firearms hat for a moment. Just let me get on my soapbox here for a minute. The rocks of the world. Everyone loves rocks, but no one remembers where rocks started. Okay, when rocks started 25, 30 years ago, they were the bottom barrel budget firearm, but no one remembers that. You know why? Because they've had 30 years a head start. In said 30 years, let me ask you something. And Jimmy, you are around firearms. How much innovation has Rock done?
Well, they're on Gen 5 now, and they haven't really changed a lot.
Okay, they're on 5 generations, and everything in a Rock is cosmetic. Everything.
Yeah.
Cosmetic. Oh, you want finger grooves on your grip? We're gonna take away the finger grooves on your grip. We're gonna give you a Picatinny rail or a 1913 rail so you can attach some lights to it. Or we're gonna do like an undercut. We're gonna give you a little bit of beaver tail. Literally, it is the same exact thing, and folks are like, "Oh my God, it's a new Rock." It's the same as the last Rock. Oh my God, it's a new Rock. It's the same as the last Rock. And then I don't get the innovation by taking away models and adding more model numbers to the lineup that do the same thing that the other models did. Case in point, because Jimmy is like, go on.
I have the very first 40 cal that I was issued.
Yeah.
And it doesn't shoot a lot different from the one that I'm force fed today.
You still carry 40?
No.
Oh,
I carry a 9, but
all right.
But
you have a 19 or a 45?
19.
Okay. So now here's the thing, right? And this is when everyone was force feeding me, oh, you need a Rock, you need a Rock, you need a Rock, you need a Rock. And hopefully, Eastwind, you are listening here. They said, oh, you need a 19. I put the 19 in my hand and I'm like, this is stupid. Like, this doesn't fit my hand. And like, why? And no one ever mentioned the 17, right? If someone would have given me the 17 as opposed to force feeding me the 19 and telling me the 19 was the end all be all, that's the only thing that you needed to get, that's the only pistol you need to purchase, or only pistol you need to shoot, they did themselves a disservice. It's one of those things where it's like, you have to try this. Oh, when, like, how sometimes a little kid, when you're like, hey, you should try this, right? Try this thing, and the parent might force the child to eat something, right? And when they force the child to eat something, they never want to eat that said thing ever again in their life.
Never again.
That's how I felt with the Rock 19, okay? Because they force fed that into my hand, and they're like, "This is the one. This is the one. This is the one. This is the only one you need." And I'm like, "But I don't like it." Like, truth be told, I bought one. I had one. I had a 19 MOS, right? I bought it, and I'm like, "All right, I have to drink the Kool-Aid in order to understand what it is that's so great about this particular thing, right?" Now, I had a 19 Gen 5 MOS, right? So a newer pistol, MOS, right, with the optic. So then they said, okay, well, we're going to be doing the 40, that we're changing from the 19 to a 45, and the 45 has a 17 grip with the 19 slide. If someone would have given me the 45 and put the 45 in my hand, the model 45, not the caliber 45, just to be clear, I probably would have liked it a lot better. But they force fed me the wrong thing. Hi, what's wrong? Oh, can I have a hot dog or 2 hot dogs, please? I was asking for 2 hot dogs. If you could help me out with 2 hot dogs.
Well,
and a hamburger.
My first that I learned to actually shoot with was a 1911.
Oh, okay.
So that's where my heart lies. I have,
of course,
several, but in fact, to go down and requalify at the academy as a firearms instructor, that's what I took.
Of course,
that's what I qualified with.
Man, listen. Did you see the video that I did with my friend's 45? Bro, I surprised myself. I was like, dude, but it's a full metal frame firearm. It was simple.
Oh yeah.
Drop dead simple. And trust me, I know other people who qualify with 45s as well. And they're like, oh, I only have 10 rounds. That's not a disadvantage when you have all the stopping power and, the strength of two world wars. And, this is God's caliber. all of those things. But I feel like that's the same exact way that someone who is poo pooing on the Canic brand
Yeah.
it would be the same person would be poo pooing on the Canic brand. So Eastwind, let me ask you this, right? Because I know I long-winded tangent, but I'm gonna step off my soapbox for just one moment. But I'm gonna ask you this, Eastwind. Go to a range and shoot one, and then you will understand why Canics are the way that they are, why they have gained so much momentum recently, because the triggers on the Canic is phenomenal. Out of the box. You don't have to touch anything. You don't have to polish anything. You don't have to change anything. Out of the box, that Canic trigger is going to give you the crispest break and reset of anything. Walther being an exception because the Canic is modeled after a Walther. Like, hands down. You don't have to buy a Timony trigger. You don't have to buy a Johnny Glock trigger. You don't have to buy this trigger or that trigger. From the factory, pretty darn perfect. Like, from the factory, the curved trigger shoe is probably like an 8.5 or 9. Give me a flat trigger shoe on a Canic. Now, I changed almost all of my carry pistols, my carry Canics to have a flat trigger. 9, 9.5. Easily. And there's another company out there that makes a trigger for a Canic that takes up some of the break or the pre-travel, but the problem I have with it is it increases the trigger weight. The trigger weight on the Canics is like 3.5 pounds, and this other trigger increases it to like 4 and some change. So, I mean, that is my only gripe with it, but it takes up the take up. So if you're into like that, the boom, and that hairline, I get it, but I like the lighter
Well,
trigger. Yeah.
there
So,
you
but I mean, that's the thing. I'm telling you, Eastwind, check it out. Go and shoot one if you haven't, and I won't say thank me later, but thank me later. All right, let's see. Yeah, recover from cardiac arrest. What the hell, bruh? How you just gonna drop that and just like go on, Chef Arel? Uh, yes, I can. This is 9 feet. Oh, damn it. Arel says a lot of physical therapy, bruh. Dude,
go.
I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, he said it happened on Father's Day. Holy hell. Well, that's why I haven't seen your butt in about a year. Oh, yeah. Foot 9 and rhymes with eggplant? I don't know. Listen, Marcus said hit it carrying it, did it for 2 months, and went back to the 686. Oh, preferred the revolver to the forced upon us rock. Yeah. Yeah. How much innovation from Chevy 305 or Ford 302 or Mopar Slant 6 do we have now that they're junk? So the thing about some of those, the 305s, the 302s, and the Slant 6 is they made the improvements that they made were forced upon them because of government regulations. So the innovation was driven by economy, not necessarily by innovation alone. Sounds like you listen to James Yeager. I don't even know who James Yeager is. Who's James Yeager?
Got me.
Let's see. James Yeager. James Yeager was a self-defense enthusiast, firearms trainer, and former police officer who founded and led Tactical Response, a company known for its tactical training and security consulting. He also worked as a private security contractor in Iraq. Yeager's career includes roles in law enforcement in Tennessee, serving as an undercover drug enforcement officer, SWAT team leader, and canine handler. He was also a media personality known for his YouTube channel and contributions to documentaries. Yeager died on September 2nd, 2022 from ALS, according to a Reddit post. This says Jaeger was a bit of a polarizing figure in the training realm. Used to watch his YouTube stuff back in the day. I can't say that I know exactly who he is or was. I'm sure if I look back, I'll probably find something that maybe I saw of him before, but I can't say I know exactly who he is. Grumpus says, number whoever, bring me some nachos and a beer, please. Oh, a beer would be nice. There is a beer in there. Can I have a beer as well, please? Thank you, Grumpus, for the reminder. This is Mrs. It's right in front of you. It says look on the door. It's an orange can right there on the door. Yes, please. Thank you, Grumpus. I appreciate you. All right. Man. So Grumpus asked how you were doing. I don't know if you saw that, Jimmy. Okay. Yeah, okay, you did. You replied to him.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna say, Jimmy, you can talk amongst yourselves while I'm going to eat. Oh, darn it.
Well, where's Susie tonight? Susie, you need to jump on. I saw you earlier. Come on. You need to jump on.
Susie gonna be like, I was in the market. I went to the store.
Yeah, I was driving. I'm in the car. Come on, Susie. I know
right.
You're out there.
You need to get in here. There's the link right there.
Come on, Grumpus, help us out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me a reprieve so I can eat my dinner. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm drinking this. I might not be able to have any of that liquor.
You make it. You'll make it.
Damn it, Jimmy. You're right. I probably will.
You will now.
Mm-hmm.
You will now.
You shamed me.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. No, we need to have a full length live stream without naps.
Oh man, bro. So Eastwind said no. The reason I mentioned James Yeager was because he said if you're going to buy a pistol, buy a 9mm. If you're going to buy a 9mm, buy a rock. If you're going to buy a 9mm rock, you buy a Rock 19. So no, I didn't. I was unaware. Seriously, was unaware. But there are a lot of people who drink that same Rock 19 Kool-Aid. Like a lot of people. Just not for me.
Doing payroll.
I know, right? Doing payroll. Put me on it. Add me to payroll. I'm gonna text you my information right now. Add me to the payroll.
Susie sent me the sweetest card in the mail. I got it the other day. Thank you, Susie. I appreciate that.
Was it Get Well card?
I was so blessed. I'm telling you. It's funny. We take for granted this barbecue family.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of it's tied to you, Dash. A
lot
of these people I know through you and through this live stream.
I got a double cheeseburger or a double burger.
I see that.
I
see that. That's all right. Rub it in. Rub it in.
Go ahead, keep talking.
You cooked it though, right?
I did cook it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
you
good.
Talk amongst yourselves while I demolish this burger. Hello, Kent. How you doing?
What's up, Dash? Hey, Jimmy.
Nothing much, man.
Hey, Kent.
I'm not Kent.
Move your the camera up or move
I know
back
I'm
or whatever.
I'm moving the seat back. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I'm not Kent. I'm Chris from Eastwood.
Yeah, I see you. I see you, Chris. Now we can see you. Hey, man, how you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you, bro.
Hey, you too.
Hey,
you too.
Where in Tennessee? Where in Arkansas did you move? Did you say you moved to Arkansas or was it somebody else?
No, that was someone else. Oh, that was Yeah, no, I forget his channel name.
Okay.
I haven't seen him for years. He used to be on CJ's channel.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to
no,
catch up.
I'm in New Hampshire.
Okay.
Yeah. So your wife, or someone just made you a hot dog and a double cheeseburger? Are you
Yep.
shitting me? That's right, 2 hot dogs.
He's
2
not.
hot dogs.
But I cooked them. These were left over from the event that I did earlier this afternoon, and I didn't get an opportunity to eat. I banged it out. I was cooking, so I didn't eat. So
I hear that story all the time from you pellet smokers.
oh, come on now, it's not even a pellet smoker thing.
So look, man, when are we gonna get the live streams and the music back?
I've done them. I think I've done 3 this past year.
Really? I'm missing.
We are 4 months into the year, and you've done 3 live streams.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Those are grumpus numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really.
But I only do them on Sunday morning between 2 and 3 a.m. Yeah.
Seriously?
No, that's what Grumps does. I'm making fun
Oh,
of him.
I know. Grumpus does definitely do his live streams on Saturday night at like 11 p.m. to 1. And it's like, bro, who's up?
No.
Who's up right there?
We're getting too old for that.
See, I think he likes the East Coast crowd. Well, he's Texas anyway, so he's an hour from us. But
Exactly.
yeah.
So you said you're in New Hampshire? New Hampshire?
Yes, New Hampshire.
Where in New Hampshire are you?
Near Vermont, central New Hampshire, near Vermont.
All right, so that's not. Oh no, Nashville is more south, right?
Yeah, Nashville is the southern border, bordering Massachusetts. Probably like 5 miles. Yeah.
So I spent some time in Nashville, and then what's the next biggest town north of Nashville?
Manchester.
I guess it was Manchester. We flew into Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, mind you, this is 25 years ago. Oh, okay. I guess he said he's going to be right back so he can put headphones in. That's what it looked like he was saying. I swear I said, can you come on here and talk so I can eat? And then here I am still talking.
Yep. There you go.
He said, Eastwind, he said he fell asleep while I was talking.
Oh, me.
I think he's just mad. They don't even allow decent firearms in New Hampshire. All right, let's see. Let's add him back.
Cheers.
It's not easy.
Oh, man.
There he is. Well, Chris, are you still working or did you retire?
Oh, I retired in May of 21.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to give you advance. So I'm working off my iPad, and so there's some sort of kink, but in the last like 3 months when I get on the StreamYard, I'll lose you guys' volume. It's not just obviously this channel, but so if I bounce out and come back in, that's because of that. That's what that is.
All right.
So sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, I retired in May of 21, and I'm freaking glad I did, man.
I don't know that I can do that yet.
I worked for the government.
He was flying for a living.
I made up government names for people. That's it.
Like Kent and
and Simon. Yeah.
Simon, yeah. Simon says your name is now.
Oh my god! But yeah, no, I'm glad I'm done anyway. Yeah, so I won't ask you here if you don't want to put on your Pew Pew channel, but no, I didn't know you were a gunner.
Oh, I won't say recently, but
yeah,
I won't say I was one of those things where I would talk about it on a live stream because not that many people watch the live stream.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, it's one of those things, right, where I'm surprised sometimes at the number of people who do watch the live stream or my live stream and are also into firearms.
Right.
So I just kind of fell into it. I won't say naturally,
Yeah.
but when my daughter was born, hi Linda. When my daughter was born, I said, I need braiding lessons and shooting lessons. And that's when I bought my first pistol, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't buy a pistol like the first one I bought, and between the second one I bought was 8 years, maybe.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Actually,
then you
it was
started
9 years.
You started
Man,
every
oh,
every
it
8
was,
to 10 days, right? After that.
it wasn't that bad, Jimmy. But there have been times.
Yeah, I
There
know,
definitely
right?
have been times.
I'll let you know that I went to like once a week, usually on Saturdays. I'll just hit all the gun stores in like a 30-mile radius, and I'll go in there like, oh, we got this gun for you. And I'm like, for the past month and a half, I'm like, I'm fasting. I'm fasting from guns. I can't fucking do it anymore. You know,
So, how many canics do you own?
more than I could hold in my hands, more than my fingers and toes.
All right, please, please.
Simon.
Yeah. So you like them? You're just giving me grief.
Oh yeah, no, that's all
Oh,
I do. That's all I do in chat is give shit.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right. All
yeah.
right. Okay. Because I was
So,
really like, what do you mean? Go out and try it. Go shoot
oh
it. Go.
no.
Okay.
I never mean any offense in chat. It's always busting
Oh.
balls. Yeah,
All right. Well, look.
yeah,
Listen. Here's the thing. You never know, right? And there are some people that are dead set on trying to change my mind that cannons are not a good firearm.
sure.
So I'm just gonna give you the. I want to say the. I'm gonna reply. I want to say in kind, like, yo, you need to go try it because once you try it, you'll understand.
I see what you. I definitely see what you say. You know, we came out with the Glocks. You know, it wasn't the first polymer handgun. The first polymer handgun, I believe, was an HK P7.
Mm-hmm.
But that was back in the day. That was like even back then, it was $1,000 brand new, which was
Wow.
like $3,000 right now. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Glocks came out. They did what they did, and I bought one, and we've used them, and I've used them, and it's a fantastic pistol. You can't argue with its history. I understand what you're talking about with all these freaking numbers. I know the first like 6 numbers. Like
Mm-hmm.
19, I mean 17, well 18 was the first one, was full auto.
Yep.
So you get 18, 17, 19. Then there's the 22, the 23, which were 40s. Then they came out with the 26 and the 27, which was
With
a
the compacts.
subcompact. And
Yep.
after that,
Maybe
You
I
lost.
lost track. Yeah, but I still carry one, a couple. Not at one time. I'm not one of those guys. But sorry, Jimmy.
No, not me. I finally got the weight off my ankle.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm only busting chops, man. That's.
I finally got the weight off my ankle.
But
do you EDC?
no,
do you
mechanic,
EDC
though, I'm sorry.
or do you EDC a rock or do you EDC something else?
Rock.
Oh,
Yeah, it's either the 19 or the 43X.
okay.
But of course, you
Why?
buy some.
I was gonna say why not a 48?
I don't even know what that is.
The 48 has a longer barrel and is the same width and grip length as the 43X.
I don't need the longer barrel.
Okay.
And to be honest, I have several rocks, and I wish they would, because I have the 19X, which was, I think
same.
it's called the 45. What's up, Simon?
Mm-mm.
Hey,
No,
motherfucker, that's my name.
so the 19X has a subtle difference in the base of the grip, and it also has that loop on it, and you can only use 19X mags because of that
Right.
loop, because it was for a military contract and it had to have a tether.
That's actually that's what they call like a lanyard.
Lanyard,
Yeah.
So, but that's the only difference.
Okay.
So Chris is now. He was giving me grief. Oh no. Wait, he's just using your name.
Yeah, Simon's busting my chops. We got our
Messing
own
with
thing
me.
going on. Yeah.
Listen. I'm not drunk enough for this shenanigans.
Either, but I'm getting there.
I am tired. I was out cooking all damn day. So the I welcome the shenanigans. I don't, don't get me wrong, but I'm glad you guys are having fun together. That's what we do here. We bring folks together.
That's it. I did a thing. There were like 250 billion people watching YouTube a month, and we're doing something right now on a Wednesday with Dash, Jimmy, Chris, and myself. Simon. Sorry, I have my iPad propped up.
It's
So
all
I
right.
watched. I did this the other night when I was talking to someone, but I was talking to Al. But so I watched my iPad like this, but when I fucking do camera, sorry. Anyway, we went through the whole numbers of the rocks and all that stuff, and how innovation and improvements. I'll tell you, the Canic, like many, like the Walther, like you say, which is designed after.
Yep.
They just fit in the hand. It's like a glove.
Yeah.
People say glove, but and
it's just comfortable. Like you don't have to change anything.
Sure. And just like someone just put in chat, let me say their name. Scrog 13. Yeah, the Glock 19X has different back straps, and you can also take the. I just said that word. What is it?
Lanyard.
The lanyard loop. You can take the lanyard loop out, so you don't need that there. But you're totally right about the magazines. It has to be designed for that because of the side or the fronts, how you take it out or some shit like that.
Look. So this is my homie Taj from back home, and Taj, yo, I need you to hit me up tomorrow about the Wu-Tang concert. Taste Testing number 2's graduation is on the same night as the Wu-Tang concert. So yeah.
So you're not going to graduation?
Man, I wish that was that was a choice that I could. So he says y'all some Canic zealots.
Yeah.
I won't say I put him on to the Canic, but he's getting there. He's got a couple. Oh boy, Clinton says Dash likes doing shots of Malort. It could be considered a weapon. Yes. It's in the front seat of my car probably. Or here, you can go get it. What?
The Malort's in the front seat of your car?
No, the Malort is over on the counter there.
What a drive.
My middle son asked if you sure.
It's over.
Trash. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're going out.
How can you point in the same direction? It's over there.
Yeah. He's over there. The Malort's over there too. Gosh, I'm trying to. So remove the lanyard thing if you want. Yeah, you can. I guess he said you can remove the lanyard thing if you want.
Yeah.
Agreed. It's just weird. The 19X is just weird. Period. It only comes in that peanut butter color. There's some.
It does per se, but you can get the Glock 45, which is the same thing, but it's black, right? Not the same thing. Not the same thing technically, but the same thing.
Yes.
Same size.
Which makes it the same. Oh, like every other Glock. Oh, so same.
Yeah, they Glocks go bang. That's all I know. Glocks go bang.
Listen, I haven't had. Look, I don't know. I try and I shoot the bejesus out of the Canics that I own, and I let other people shoot the bejesus out of the Canics I own. As long as you put ammo in it, I don't care. You shoot it. If it seats, it yeets. All right, that's my motto on the range. And I'm like, yo, I pick up ammo off the floor. I pick up ammo that people just say, oh, it's a dud. I run it. Okay.
It's like me picking up cigarettes in a bathroom. If I see it,
no. That was on somebody else, and typically, and unless you're going into the women's bathroom, that was on another man's lips. Okay,
those aren't cigarettes in the women's bathroom. Those are cigars.
Listen. Let me just tell you. But the thing is, I purposely try to run as much different ammo, and because I really am like, prove me wrong. Let one blow. Right. I'm not trying to pull a cig or anything, but I want to easily say, okay, this one has X number of 1,000 rounds through it. This one has X number of 1,000 rounds through it. And I've been doing that pretty successfully. One day a week when I'm on the range, I work as an RSO, and I typically carry an extra pistol in my pocket for people to shoot. And I'm like, hey, have you tried this? Try this one out. Or hey, I'll take the one I'm wearing off, empty the round, and try this one out. Okay. And I have sold many a pistol by just letting people shoot it. And I'm not like, this is the one you need to get. No, just try it out. Right? I'm not that pushy. You only need a 19. That's the only one that you need. No, that's not me.
Well, people are impressionable, especially when they first get into. I think when they first get into anything, barbecuing,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
they're impressionable. And they look to someone, and someone says, if I'm not making fun of James Yeager because he passed away, but he was very strong on his Glock 19. It's like, if you're gonna buy a 9, buy a Glock. If you're gonna buy a Glock, get a 19. And that's what it was. It was clear and simple. But there's so many things, and this is fucking 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. But there's so much technology and different gun companies and all that stuff. But Canic's been around for years, and from what I understand, I already said they're very ergonomic and comfortable and all that stuff, and they're proven.
The Turkish Special Forces uses them, and the Turkish military uses them exclusively. Yeah. Also, in Brazil, I'm pretty sure they use them. I'm not sure if it's one of the outfits, one of the military contracts, but there's a decent contingent of people using Canics in Brazil as well, aside from Turkey.
I would say, because Taurus is big in Brazil. They're made in Brazil, but I could definitely see maybe not special forces, but specialized forces carrying a Canic, because it's not the standard Taurus, which is what they would carry. Yeah. All
right, so let's see here. I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Jamie, what's up, Jamie? She says she's checking in. She says, "Hey, yo, it's me and T-Bone. T-Bone is their little dog. That's Marcus's wife, Jamie. And T-Bone is the little dog. Checking in. She says checking in late from our spot. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you checking in, and she'll probably be asleep too in a second as she kicks the blanket out from underneath of her. Jamie, how's your table art going? I had to put mine away, and I haven't pulled it back out and started it back up. So how's your table art? Because where her spot is in the corner, and she's got a table that sits right there, right next to her chair that she kind of lays out in, and Marcus is up in the front. So shout out Marcus. So he's there because I've been in their living room / kitchen where they watch me on the big screen on the TV. So this was it was a full circle moment to see me on the TV while I was there, and see where they were. So it was pretty cool. Let's see. Scrog says the 45 is basically the same as the 19X. Agreed. And we're just behind on the comments, of course, because I get to talking. Scrog says 45 comes with serrations on the front and rear of the slide, rear only on a 19X. I mean, it's one of those things where Porsches. Are any of you guys into Porsches? Porsches, the car. Porsche.
I don't think any barbecue guys are into Porsches.
I mean, true. Unless, but the thing is, Porsches are almost all the same, but they'll have one little slight difference here, one little slight difference there, and it's like the GT, right? Then you got the GT3, then you got the RS, and you got the this and that.
So Scrog says that comment, and then automatically you go to bashing rocks again.
I'm not bashing the rocks. I'm just saying
it sounds like any opportune. It sounds like any opportune moment that you just like, oh, rocks suck.
I didn't say rocks suck. I said there's no innovation with rocks.
Why ruin a good thing? I mean, it works. We don't need to change it due to efficiency or like you said, the engines. You know how they change the engines. I'm busting your chops. I understand. Glocks.
I get it.
Glock.
And look, price had a lot to do with it. Agencies could get deals on it.
Yes, definitely.
Where that
because Glock was like, oh, hey, guess what? In order for us to get into the hands of people who are going to carry them and use them, we're going to give them to you at cost. No brainer.
Do you recall the Glock that it was calibered the 45 GAP?
Yep. The 45 gap. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they call it the 45 gap. I forget what size it was, what number it was.
What
but,
number? I can find out. Hold on one second.
You can't give them away now though.
No.
Well, the thing was, when I was living in Florida, they issued those. If I'm mistaken, I'm 100% correct, but if I'm mistaken, someone correct me. But Glock gave Florida Highway Patrol, every officer, a free pistol, but all Florida had to do was pay for the ammo because they made so much bullshit ammo for this stupid fucking gun caliber.
Yep.
Sorry for the swearing. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Same,
So, all right.
stop that.
So
same thing in South Carolina too. Highway Patrol. That's what they carried for.
All right. So here's the thing. Glock's 45 GAP pistols include the 37, which is the full size, the 38, which was the compact, and 39, which was the subcompact. Glock is the only manufacturer still producing 45 GAP pistols, but finding ammunition can be challenging, especially recently. These 45 GAP models use the same frame as their 9mm counterparts. Yeah.
Yep. And they're
it was
either
a size
19
down. It
or
was a size
17.
down 45.
I know I have some 45 GAP, 45 gap rounds.
Really?
But I do. I've been working on the range for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And there are people who come in and you know, I don't say love to shoot it, but there are people who come in and are like, oh, I have this box of, and I can only shoot it here. But yeah. I'm trying to catch up in the comments. Oh, was it always the same pistol? Pretty much. I believe the 40 caliber going the route of 10mm and 9mm, the 45 millimeter. What's the 45 millimeter? Maybe just 45 caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the 10mm started. The 40 wasn't even started till after the 10.
Really?
Yeah. So what happens? They invented the 10mm, and then the FBI was actually one of the first, if not the first, agency to carry the 10mm, and they carried it in a Smith and Wesson. It was a double action pistol, but it was stainless steel. And a lot of their agents, because not all cops are shooters, you know.
Oh, bro!
And especially
if you want to hear some stories, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, listen. When me as a civilian can outshoot a person that has the authority to pull me over and give me a citation, bro,
or shoot you.
That part. I listen. Hold on. We are. I got Keon here. Keon, what's up, man?
What's up?
How you doing, man? Well, welcome back. I know it's been a couple weeks since we've seen you.
Yeah.
How's everything?
Everything's been all right.
Perfect. I see Johnny is here from View to a Grill. But I just wanted to say what's up to Johnny before I get too deep. And here it is. He says hello, everyone. And I'm trying to catch up on the comments, but you know, yeah, I suck. What up, Russ? How you doing? Let's see. I still got an Easter bunny on it current. Oh, the table still. Oh no, the design. That's what's up. Still pushing the Walther PDP.
I'll be right back.
And PPS picking up the Pro next week just for shits and giggles, dude. That PDP Pro is fantastic, like fantastic. If I could, I don't say if I could afford it, but 2 Canics to 1 PDP. That's pretty simple math for me. All right, so I guess you're back. He's back in the flesh.
Anything else?
What's up, Steve?
The pistol you carried in your pocket at the range, was it always the same pistol? No, it wasn't always the same pistol. So it would sometimes be the newest, latest, greatest. So, like I personally, during the winter, I carry a Mete SFT, so a full-size Mete SFT. In the beginning, when I was carrying at the range, I used to carry a Canic Elite or a TP9 Elite Executive Combat. So that was the one with the gold and the black. That was the one that I used to carry, and that's the one I always consider my kind of Gucci Canic because it's the one that's done up the most. But then I would have like an SFT, like the Mete SFT or the Rival, in my pocket for people to try the newest, latest, greatest Canic. When the TTI Combat came out, and I got that one, that was the one that sat in my pocket for a while. When the MC9, came out, again, I would let people shoot that one. When the MC9 LS came out, I would let people shoot that one. And now the one that I had in my pocket the last couple of weeks going on was the MC9 Prime or MC9 Prime. So I mean, typically whatever the pocket Canik was usually the latest greatest one. Just because I'm like, hey, there's a new one out, and trust me when I say everyone knows that I have it. Everyone knows that. Dash has got it. Dash has got it. Yo, Dash, what's in your pocket today? And I mean, listen, I told you guys before, if it's in a green bag, there's some fun in it, okay? And that's what hangs on out of my pocket. But then there are times when I kind of switch it up and I'm like, oh, I'm carrying an MC9. I'll take the SFT and I'll put that in my pocket. Because newer shooters, I'll give them a full size pistol because a lot of people are like, oh, I want the smallest pistol I can have because I'm gonna shoot that one the best. And I'm like, that's not gonna work. That's gonna be the exact opposite. And I give them a full size pistol, and they're like, oh wow, that wasn't that bad. Oh wow, I'll shoot it better than I thought. I've also carried there's certain pistols I have that I've done different things to, like I changed the triggers on them and other things like that, or put optics on them. And someone who comes in and shoots irons, I'll give them something with an optic, and they're like, "Oh wow, now I understand why people love the optics." So yeah. Let's see, Uncle Steve, what up? He says, "Hey, Turkey Bacon Cowboy, hope you guys are doing great. Just jumping in before bed. I'm getting old." Yes, Uncle Steve.
Bless his
We
heart.
are too. We are too. Trust me. Hog says drunken Puerto Rico. What up, gentlemen? Where in Puerto Rico are you, Hog? I was in Puerto Rico last week. Hog says the TP9 SFX is the pinnacle. I'm going to disagree with you wholeheartedly. There are so many things that I could tell you that the TP9 SFX, I won't say did wrong, but the Mete series has improved upon the TP9 SFX. The extended magazine release is the biggest thing. The ease of disassembly is another thing. All of the mags work interchangeably, which is fantastic. But I am also not a fan 100% of that 5.25. I think it's 5.25 or 5.5 inch barrel on the SFX. Give me an SFT or give me death. I will. I mean, can I shoot an SFX? Sure. Is the SFX my go-to? No. So I like the sweeter spot of the barrel length of the SFT, but that's just me. Nice. Russ says, "Hey, we got 23 watching and only 18 thumbs. Listen, we gonna have to do something about that, if at all possible." Quint says, "I just picked up the Judge to play with. Hell yeah, that Judge it shoots 410 or
410 or 45.
Is it 45?
Yeah.
No, is it 45?
Yeah, it'll shoot 45 long Colt.
That's what it is. It's 45 long Colt, not just 45. Yeah. I'm like, no, it's not just 45. It's something that I was actually about to say it was 45-70, but a 45 long Colt.
It's long Colt. I looked for about 3 years after their popularity had waned.
Yeah,
I thought I wanted one, and so I finally got my hands on one. I found somebody that didn't want theirs, so, and it's in the gun vault, but I'm not sure. Other than just to play with, I'm not
why.
Sure.
It's like why.
Yeah.
Our Hog says Sanctuary, Puerto Rico. So we were in San Juan.
There you go.
Crack the freshie. All
That's
right.
it. Last one.
Oh man.
Good thing it's 25 ounces.
Yeah, this is only a 16 ouncer. This is a Natty Bow.
There you go. I've never heard of that. What's that? You said Natty something?
Natty Bow. So National Bohemian.
Oh, I think this is a Natty Ice. I thought it was
not.
It's not part of the Natty family.
No. So that's the thing. Natty Ice is natural. This is National Bohemian.
Right.
So this is a Baltimore beer.
It's
It
the
used to be
national
brewed.
drink of Baltimore.
It really is. I mean, it
Yeah.
used to be brewed in Baltimore. Hold on, I'll wait for him to come back.
Hey. Well,
Keon, what's going on with you, man? Oh, hold up. Hey, Jimmy, hold on. Look, we got a first timer. Look at him.
What?
That jar
What?
looked frosty as
Woo!
that looked frosty.
Put on
Yeah,
the
that's
Hold
picture.
on, hold on.
Put on the
Go
picture.
ahead on. Take you a
All right.
swig. Oh, yeah.
No. A
Oh,
swallow, not a swig.
swallow. Uh-oh.
There you go. There you go. That's called an attention getter.
I was about to say he barely made a face, but then he I was about to say he barely made a face, but then that woo.
Yep.
Welcome to our world, Keon. Welcome to our world. Man, it is. But you this word to the wise: drink no more than 8 ounces of that at a time. It look he like fidgeting now. He's like, oh, you feel it going through. It's going through your veins.
Much heat. That's actually pretty good.
Yes.
You know what I found out tonight?
What's that?
It gets there quicker now.
Yeah. All right. So, Keon, I we can see the frost on the jar. That means it was in the freezer. So now I'm gonna tell you, a professional is gonna drink it like room temperature, and that's way harder to do. It'll slow you down a little bit.
Yeah.
But drinking it cold like that is dangerous,
So it catches up with you after you done drink. Well, after you done drink it.
Oh yeah. So that's why usually I end up mixing it with something. And the mixing it with the ice helps a little bit, but I mean, you take yourself another little swallow or two while it's cold as it is and still frosty, and then either put that thing back into the refrigerator or freezer, or let it sit out and taste and try it when it's room temperature. So yeah. Look, Susie says, Hog, that's my second home. Have a drink for me. Oh boy. Is that a Chihuahua?
Yeah.
What's the dog's name?
Taco.
How original. Yeah, Quint said it's a 45 long coat or a 410. That's what's up. Hog says, you reeking? Yeah, look, Gringa reeking. Oh man. Look, Susie said, Jimmy said it hits quicker now. So glad you're back, Jimmy. Yes, indeed. Can you post the link again? Oh, to join us? Sure. Grumpus. What up, Grumpus? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
You can tell it's getting warmer. He's not wearing flannel.
Oh.
Oh, that looks like a silk shirt too.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It ain't that warm.
Okay.
Next month will be
How y'all doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. All right.
Jimmy, you looking good? You okay?
Thank you, sir. Oh man, I couldn't have come out any better. I've been really blessed. I really have.
That's great.
Oh, man. All right.
Chris, what's up?
What's up, Grumps?
I'm gonna get a drink. Hold on, I'll be back, y'all.
All right.
Dash, I got a question for you when you come back. Oh, he can't hear me as earbuds. Anyway, let's talk about Dash. I think Canic pistols are friggin' horrible. They suck. No respectable gun owner would own a Canic.
Damn.
Or
How about 6 or 7?
yeah, or multiple. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, tell them how you really feel.
I mean, I came here. I thought I was going to learn about welding or fish tanks or something like that. I didn't know it was going to be
Long
a
life,
horrible
long
gun.
life stream.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Simon?
Didn't it say we're going to talk about barbecue? Maybe. So,
Maybe.
Maybe.
That was a big maybe.
It always is. Oh me. So how about you, Grumpus? You look like you're about weathered the storm.
Well, I think I have. I mean, I saw my cardiologist 2 weeks ago, and he said, come back see me in 6 months. I said, well, that must be a good sign.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You stretched it out like that. You're doing well.
You
You're
think I'm
doing
going to live
well.
long enough to see him again?
Sure.
I guess my credit's too good.
I'm waiting to hear that. Boy, they get in your pocket deep.
Oh, they do.
Woo.
Yeah.
They do.
Ooh.
All right, Jimmy.
I see it. I see it. I know what it is too. Get it up close. Ooh, yes, indeed. What bubbles?
What bubbles indeed.
Yep.
So I want to say funny story. Like I said, I got back from my trip and my guy's like, here you go. So it's just like you said, it's getting warmer and it's getting a little easier to produce, I guess. With that being said, he said I'm experimenting with something different. He made what he called vodka.
Oh.
What he considered vodka. And that's where he said, in order for it to be a vodka, it's got to come off at 180 some odd proof or higher.
Yeah.
So that's what this is.
And
then he said, here's another jar that's been, dumbed down to 100 proof. So that's
what do you make it out of?
This one was, he told me, because he said he's got another one going. So this one was just sugar and yeast. So this was
Sugar
just
wash.
like a
Sugar
sugar wash, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's another one. He said I gotta wait on that one. He put some other stuff in that one. There's some grains, some oatmeal, like to help give it more body, some more mouthfeel is what he said. I don't know. We're gonna see to make it smooth. Yes.
Malted barley?
It's not a malted barley because it's just like a brand or something he was saying. Like an oat brand or a wheat brand or some sort of brand, and then oatmeal, like just regular oats. But I've heard people will do like make a sugar wash and they'll put other stuff in it to kind of help it to not taste so hot, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is room temperature, and this was 100 and he said it came off at 188, but I don't. It's probably north of 160. How about that? Oh, I'm just smelling it. Whoa, it smells like it's gonna take the paint off of my chest hairs.
Ooh.
Turned your beard gray.
Too late. I feel it matriculating down my. So this one, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one, but I'm gonna have to just sit this one in the corner because, that's hot fire, right there. Like I said, he told me it was 180. He had it at 188, but it's cooler now than when I'm sure he measured it. So I have to figure out what I have and see what I can.
Your little gadget come in a blue box.
Yes, it did.
Your dropper on it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be too high. I gotta find it. I thought I had it sitting here on the table.
It hits what 160, and then anything above that's just
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'm looking at one.
Hey, Dad,
To be
Yes.
sure.
did you say matriculate?
Yes.
Hey, let me ask you: is a canic like a fortune cookie? Every time you buy a canic, they give you a new word to use.
No. So listen,
Word
I
of the day.
use. Oh fucker!
Uh-oh.
I know. I look, Jimmy. You saw it the same time I
I
did.
did. I did. Uh-oh. Yep.
Yeah. So Scrog. So, and now this is what I was explaining to Jimmy, and this is from say research. This is YouTube. Watching stuff people talk about it on YouTube, and or the TV show Moonshiners. So anybody else watch Moonshiners? So. So the whole thing is when your distillate is hot, the hydrometer is going to give you a false reading. Because the hydrometers are calibrated. So there's another big word for you. All right.
Or that's another Canic gun. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wow, the shots keep coming.
Yo. Wait. So he said don't do Malort now. He's looking out for me. So what is it? What would you like to see me? I won't say see me drink, but I do have some of this vodka that I was given earlier. This is just a little ice and the vodka, and I'm drinking it. But anyway, the hydrometer is calibrated for a specific temperature. If the distillate is higher or lower in that temperature, it's going to give you a false reading. And typically, if it's warmer, it's going to give you a higher reading because the distillate is thinner. I believe that's the way that it works out, meaning the hydrometer will sink lower, giving you a higher proof. So if I had to guess, this probably is in the 150s or 160s.
Hot.
You said what?
It's still hot.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is hot. I don't know if you saw, but I took an indigestion pill right before I took that little sip that I had because this will definitely tear up and give me indigestion. It is, yeah. All right, so Quint,
Y'all saw the finale on Moonshiners for the last season.
you said what? I'm sorry.
Y'all saw the finale for the Moonshiners.
I didn't. I haven't watched it. So what I usually end up doing is one Saturday or something when I don't have anything going on, I'll sit and watch a whole season, and I haven't sit and watched it in a while. So hold on, Quint. What is it that you want me to drink? He said, "Don't do Malort now." You dropped a dub. That's usually 25 is a Malort shot, but I'm gonna say you can dictate. Well, what would you like me to drink? Yeah. Rush or Russ said Dash. He's Canic bashing. I don't know about all that now.
No.
Oh, look. Susie says, Keon, I've been stalking you all around your neighborhood. Guess you haven't noticed the 5'11" blonde following you.
Yeah.
I think he would notice you, Susie. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you probably turn heads all the time. He probably would notice you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would. Probably hasn't spotted me yet.
All right. So Quentin said nothing. He said you're on your own. All right. Well, listen, Quint. I appreciate the donation, but I will top my cup up one other time. But like I said, this is just some of that. I put this in air quotes because it's so weird because vodka typically doesn't have a taste, but this has a little taste to it, but I can't put my finger on it exactly what it is. Like I don't know if it's the result of the sugar wash or if it's the result of the high proof. I don't quite know how to. I can't put it into words. I haven't bought enough Canics yet, Chris.
Rubbing alcohol?
It's not rubbing alcohol. It really is not. See, that's the thing.
No,
Like
the smell. Sorry.
it doesn't smell like rubbing alcohol either
Okay.
because they put additives in rubbing alcohol to make it taste and smell like off-putting.
You should be off-putting.
Oh, I am off-putting.
That was off a movie. I'm sorry, but
Proudly.
I have to say it.
Proudly. Damn it! But this, I don't know what it is. So John Hayes says, "QQQQQ. Hello from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, in the competitions, what's more important, meat rubs or the sauces? I don't know. I am not one for competitions. The only competitions I've done 2 steak competitions, and one time I was in that competition. I came in dead ass last, so we were team DAL, and the other time I was like middle of the pack. I thought my steak was pretty damn good, but the problem with competitions is the judges are looking for a particular type of thing, and the judging can be biased upon your geography, if that makes sense. So the people around where you live are going to be looking for a particular thing, a taste, or whatever. So I'm not the one to answer a competition question because I don't do competitions.
Nope.
I would like to at least do one, maybe 2.
That's it. I mean, maybe you need to do 3 to kind of like. But so the thing is this, Keon, you're in Texas, and be it that you're in Texas, you probably would have a decent time in a Texas barbecue competition, if that makes sense, because you will cook.
On a high school level now.
You said what now?
They're doing it on a high school level now. High schools are competing during cookouts.
Wow.
What?
High schools have teams now.
Carrollton.
That is ridiculous.
Grand Prairie, South Carroll. I'm trying to think of a couple others. There's a TV show that they put out. I think they're either on Netflix or Hulu, where they showed them competing, and one of the kids out of the show is now running his own food truck.
There's a couple here in San Antonio. Also, a couple of high schools they have barbecue competition teams.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's nuts. Maybe that's what I should do. I should become a high school barbecue. Yeah.
I believe Chef Johnny is an instructor.
Barbecue coach.
Yeah.
There you go.
Damn. That's my next job. My next life. Hell yeah.
You could be 21 Jump Street barbecue. You could shave your beard off and get into Hey, Keon, you're from you're in Texas?
Yeah.
Chili. Does chili have beans in it or no beans?
I'm in Texas, not from Texas, so I prefer it with beans.
Oh my God.
That's what I thought.
Grumpus, you done struck a nerve. Grumpus is about to flip.
Keon's gonna lose his visa. You're gonna lose your visa.
You're gonna lose your wrench, that's for sure. If you are
wrench. Listen, Susie, it was the truth. We came in dead ass last. So that was the I'm gonna say it wasn't even a joke, it was the truth. So all right. Susie hasn't been around long enough to hear this one, and Keon, you either. So there was a subscriber, right? He's like, hey man, there's a steak cook-off competition in Pennsylvania. He's like, I live near Richmond. And in order for me to get to this competition, I had to drive right past Baltimore. How about I come and pick you up and we go and do the competition? And I was like, I don't do competitions. He's like, no. We're gonna do the steak cook-off competition, and we're gonna try it out, right? So mind you, the competition is on, let's say, Saturday. Or on a Saturday. So he came up to my house like the week before the competition, and we cooked the steak. We cooked the steak together because he talked me into it, right? And I'm like, dude, I don't do competitions. I said, listen, if I'm gonna be in this competition with you, it is your team. It is your, you are competing. I am there to help you cook. That is it. I'm not giving you any, like feedback. I'm like, nope. I'm there to observe and to watch you cook. Okay. So he came up to my house and we cooked a steak, and the steak was fantastic. Like we seasoned it, cooked it, boom, boom, boom. Everything was good. We tore the steak up. It was delicious. He's like, yes, we're going to do the same exact thing, in a few weeks. Sure. We go up there and we do the thing. And mind you, no ill will to this man that came up to my house. And we, if you go back and look at the steak cook-off SCA event, you'll see I filmed like an entire video series over the weekend. The first time I did it and the second time I did it, it was less video because I was less excited. Anyway, we cooked the steak and between the two steaks that we had, the one steak was a little overdone, but it looked better because it didn't split, right? And I'm like, I really think we should turn into one that's, I won't say underdone, but it's not as done, but it doesn't look as good. He said, no, we need to turn into one that looks better. I said, okay, I gave you my suggestion. So we did. And we came in dead ass last. Dead ass last. So we were team DAL. Okay. And when I say we rode in, when it doesn't come over in the video, okay? It doesn't, because in the video, like the video of the results was maybe 15-20 minutes long. We sat in his truck driving back towards my house in silence for 45 minutes. like silent. We were dumbfounded. Like, how? The steak was good. Even the people who tried the steak, they were like, the steak has great flavor. It tastes good. But the one that was a little underdone, like a little more on the rare side or medium rare side, was the one we didn't turn in. We turned in one that was more on like a medium, okay, or maybe even a medium well after sitting in a box and it being turned in. And I was like, this one's overdone, right? But nonetheless, we turned it in, and that was our steak. And we were team dead ass last because we came in dead ass last, and it was an experience. It was an eye-opening experience. That was not what I would want to happen to anyone on their first cook-off competition, but it happened to me. And I mean, it was what it was, and I won't say it soured my taste for competitions, but I'm not chomping at the bit to do another one. And then I said, all right, that first time, it was my first time. Usually there's some sort of beginner's luck. Nah, for me. So I ended up doing and competing a second time, and the second time, like I said, I did better. I finished middle of the pack, but still, I wasn't doing what the judges wanted me to do. So it was not. It wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah, from watching the competition shows, cooking for competition is way
Oh,
different.
totally
than
different.
for yourself or cooking for a business or whatnot.
All I can
Look.
say is, I bet your buddy was happy you didn't talk for 45 minutes because you weren't talking about camp.
It's a quiet ride home.
Ooh, I want to say, to be fair, I think it may have been before Canix, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Hey,
It may have been before Canix. Now that I think about it.
I won't bother you guys anymore tonight, but
No, you're good. You're good. I look. You see me. I'm like, I'm all for it, man.
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, I appreciate that, man. So, how did you come from the name of that? How did you get the name Dash?
All right. So, do you know who Damon Dash is?
No.
So, Damon Dash is I'll say he's a rapper because he's not a rapper. But do you know who Jay-Z is?
Yeah.
So, Jay-Z's right-hand man in Rockefeller was Dame Dash.
In Rockefeller?
Rockefeller was the name of the record label.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Rockefeller Recordings. All right. So here's the thing. Dame Dash used to be like the hype man that was always off to the side. But Dame used to always be dancing around happy-go-lucky jolly with bottles in his hands. Okay.
Right.
So way back when, my friends and I all had names and personas from the Rockefeller clique. So there was one of my friends who was like the outgoing head rapper, right? There was one who was like there's a rapper named Beanie Siegel. There was one like a guy named Memphis Bleak, and there was the hype man, the one who was typically dancing around with the bottles and everything like that. And so his name was Dash, and now my nickname is Dash, and my nickname has been Dash for 25 plus years.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, most people know who Dame Dash is, and I tell them I'm the Dame Dash of my clique, of my friend group. And then the nickname stuck. And like so my buddy Taj is one of those ones that was like, yo, this dude like Dash. He always dancing around like Dash, like Dame Dash. So yo, he's Dash. Yo, he's Dash. He's Dash. And it just stuck. And when I say it stuck, it stuck.
That's funny.
Yep. So that's
So
what it was.
Another. I mean, you're almost like the mailman, finger quotes, because you always deliver.
I do. Listen,
You're better than Johnny Maggs, if you know who that is.
I know who Mags is.
He's
I know
a
who
real-
Mags is.
Yeah, he's a real mailman, and you know. Hey, the reason I ask is I didn't even think about it till a few years ago. I've watched you ever since CJ when he did the hot seat.
Yep, I was going to say it was a hot seat. Yep.
Yeah. So do you Dakota Meyer? He was a former Marine, and he won the Congressional Medal of Honor a few years ago, and he was just a sergeant. So this guy's like 30 something right now. Anyway, he got I think he was a corporal. They gave him sergeant when he got out, but he didn't win it. He was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. But anyway, he says his quote is "We own the dash," and I'm reading this off his website. And I heard this years before, and I'm like, I wonder if Dash uses that because it's a pretty cool phrase. But when he says, so his quote is "Own the dash," OWN the dash. It simply means there are 2 dates in between your tombstone.
Oh yeah.
And what you do in that dash
in between,
is what fucking matters. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
That's pretty deep, man. You come in here and give me shit about mechanics, and then you drop that, that deep bit of tidbit of information, and then he's about to leave. Seriously?
I'm not gonna leave.
Okay. All right. I was about to say, he gonna drop the mic like, drop something prolific and profound, and then be like, all right, I'll see y'all later. Yeah, exactly. The mic drop. The hell? All right, so hold on one second, Keon. Let me check on you, Keon. How you doing over there?
I'm doing all right.
You back to drinking your brown? I see you pouring something else now.
Yeah, I went back to Crown.
Okay.
I had to play safe. I gotta be at work in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I understand. Look, you saw me take a second sip of this stuff here. I still don't know what to make of it, but I'm still straight as an arrow, and I'm not like wobbling or anything. So have you guys seen there's a video on Instagram. My wife sent it to me, and I've seen it before, where this guy takes a breathalyzer as he's drinking. And the whole thing is he's like, I'm gonna get to whatever the number is and stay there. And then once the number starts to dip a little, I drink a little bit more, so I stay there, right? He's like, I used to drink in excess, and I found out what that number was, and that's too much. That's too far. So I dialed it back, and I hit this number, and that's where I like to be at, in the zone, he kind of called it.
Genius.
And I was like, that is brilliant. Exactly. I'm like, where do I get a breathalyzer that's reusable? But I was like, man, I need to find that. But I don't know, like, if I take a sip of this and then blow into the breathalyzer, that's still gonna be on my breath, and it might give me a higher number than it probably is. But then that reminded me of, I don't know if you've ever seen, and I watch a fair bit of Instagram. There was a comedian, and he was like, whatever happened to those cars that you had to blow the whistle in order for them to start?
The intoxilizer.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, when I was a kid, I remember my uncle had this whistle in his car that he used to get me to blow into.
That wasn't a whistle. It wasn't a whistle.
He was like it would like whistle or hum, or it was a kazoo. Ooh.
That's the sound he would make when you blew into it.
Yep, exactly. But I mean, that's just talking about breathalyzer reminded me of that comedian where he was talking about basically blowing blowing into the breathalyzer for for his uncle so he could drive the car. Now, you know, the 80s and 90s was a different time, dog. It was a different time.
That's what nephews are for.
Oh
They
man.
still use those
Exactly.
cars now.
You said what now?
I wonder if those kits, because last time I checked, you still get a DUI. They'll actually have bring your car and have that installed into it.
Oh yeah. And it's not cheap. It's not
My-
cheap from what I understand. And you kind of have to, you know how, well, you know, we're in the Northeast, Chris. So you probably have Comcast or you have Verizon.
Comcast.
You know how that box, you got to pay for that box to sit in your house
Yeah.
every damn month. The same exact thing with the breathalyzers you had to pay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was the same thing held true on the house arrest boxes. That you have to pay for those too.
Yeah, they make you pay for for the probation to check your stuff or parole or whatever.
Really?
And
Listen,
my
I'm
buddy was in
glad.
the garage. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Who was
No.
saying?
I was gonna say I'm glad I didn't have to do that. That's all.
My buddy owns a garage and they install those intoxilizers.
Oh wow.
And it's cash only. And these things break down all the time. Even these days, you think with the technology, it's just like a mechanic. You think with all that technology, it would be good, but it's. But anyway, he says these things are horrible all the time. And for him to work, I was like, okay, you got to tow it to my shop, and I'll fix it. And you got to pay me in cash, and he tows also. He's like, you either pay me or pay someone else to tow it in cash. And he says, if you get a dead battery, it screws the whole.
Because it's calibrated.
Get it redone. It's constant money. And it's all from DUIs. And that's like the last chance. If you get an intoxilizer, that's like, if you can't pass that after 3 years, because usually it's like 3 years of that. It's like a probation, and the money that costs you is crazy.
Well, all right. So let's see. John Hayes says, for all of you guys, what's the oldest recipe you came across? Interesting knowing the knowledge from the past. So this is funny because Jimmy here has been cooking old recipes. So I don't know if you stumbled upon some recipes from your father-in-law or just like, how did you come about these older recipes that you've been using, Jimmy?
The first one I did was one of my dad's.
Okay.
My brother and I started talking about it. That was a steak marinade. And then I actually was going through an old cookbook and came across my father-in-law's handwritten recipe, and we did that one. And that started it. I've done a couple of old neighbors when I was a kid that I watched cook things.
That chicken teriyaki.
Yep.
So Jimmy made it, and I was like, I gotta try this. Like, this looks too simple. I gotta try. And I'm always like, oh man, I'm gonna add this to the list. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do this. That one, I was like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm gonna do it. And I made some subtle differences to Jimmy's.
Yep.
I won't say what Jimmy said, to make it more, I won't say palatable, but more, so my family would eat it, because I know my family, they're freaking picky. But the one addition I made with Jimmy's cook was I took the chicken out of the marinade or the sauce that it was cooking in, and I grilled the chicken. Aside from, like, I put some grill marks on the chicken, so it wasn't just like soupy chicken or wet chicken. The chicken looked a little more cooked, a little more done, and that was a hit. It was an absolute hit. We actually finished all of that chicken. We had some of the pineapple and orange, like that teriyaki sauce left over, but all of the chicken was gone. So
I heard when Jimmy started writing recipes, he put them on cave walls, like he would etch it in.
We had bone chisels.
Yeah,
that we
pictures of fire underneath them.
That's right.
He actually knows the word of the tool that he used 3,000 years ago.
The comic relief, I love it. All right.
That's curious.
It's
so
funny.
Look. So this is my buddy Taj. I knew he was here, but I didn't know he was still here. He said he got the name Dash because he managed the R&B group. So we used to have a So we again. This is wow. Um. So we used to be called the Bachelors, right? Because we were. This is all before we all got married. So we were the Bachelors, but they sang. I was the one that sat off in the corner. Just like you said, I managed the group. Yeah, I wasn't singing. But like seriously, my buddy Rashawn, my buddy Pookie, Taj, and my man Rush. Yeah. So yeah, we had a group, and we had so much fun. Like we took a trip to St. Louis, right? Because they worked with someone who lived in St. Louis or was from St. Louis, and this girl invited us to St. Louis or invited them, and they were like, "Bro, you need to come to St. Louis with us." And I was like, okay, whatever." I was like, "All right, cool." We went to St. Louis and had an absolute ball. We were in St. Louis for like 5 days. I went to the arch. I met Nelly while I was at the arch. We would go, and now mind you, this is how long ago this was. This was in the era of Alizé and Hennessy, or Hypnotic and Hennessy. So the thug passion. Yep, here you go. So the thug passion days. So this is early 2000s, okay? Like 2000, like the year 2000 or year 2001. So mind you, like I said, huh?
Maybe 99.
No. Well, I know for sure it was either 2000 or 2001, but it was before I turned 21. I know that for sure. But we used to collectively all pitch in $10 and go to the liquor store and buy a bottle of Hennessy and a bottle of Alizé or a bottle of Hypnotic, whichever one we did that day. And we used to get drunk as shit, sit in a hotel room, beat on tables, and like make beats, and they would sing. And my role was literally like the hype man with the bottles, and yeah.
You
But
played the
we
coffee table?
pretty much, it wasn't even a coffee table. It was like the dining room table that was in the hotel in the suite. We went to, I want to say one somebody's room, because it was 5 of us or 6 of us, and we had 3 different rooms between the 5 or 6 of us. I can't remember if it was 5. So let me see. Me, Dunn, Taj, Rush, Poot. So it was 5 of us. And bro, let me just tell you, it was a time. We had a time. Like we went into a now mind you, this was so let's see. Tosh said it was 2000 because it was during the election, and all of that was on TV was people counting hanging chads. Okay, so
in Florida.
yeah, so but the thing was this, mind you, this was so long ago, and St. Louis was such a small town that the club changed the music that it played every single night. Okay, that's how long ago it was and how small of a market the clubs. So we went to the club on the wrong night. Okay. And the night we went, the night we went, mind you, we had already pre-gamed, like pre-game, okay? Pre-game, we get to the club, and I know I'm gone. I'm like 2.5 sheets to the wind. So we get to the club, and there's someone checking IDs, and there's someone giving you bands, right? Like if you're over 21, you can get a band, because it was like an 18 and over, but 21 to drink. So they check my ID, and they're like, okay. What do? I get in the 21 and over line, get my band, and then go right to the bar. I mean, I was like reckless abandon. Okay. I get to the bar, I get another drink, and I remember it was like something cold, and I remember getting an extra shot in it. Right? Then I remember I had to go pee. Right? I was like, I gotta go pee. So I go to the
You remember you had to go pee?
Oh yeah. So I go to the bathroom, and when I come out the bathroom, it's like the next to where I is like a stage. And now mind you, the stage is probably like shoulder height, right? Now I'm saying shoulder height, it probably was a little lower, but I'm intoxicated. So of course it was above my head, you know what I mean? So I'm standing there and there's a bouncer in the corner and I'm like, yo, like how do you get on the stage? He said, if you can get up there, you can get up there. I was like, what? Now Taj, yeah. Look, so look, Taj is saying, so he's corroborating what I'm saying. He's like, mind you, I was under 21. I know, I remember. So, like I said, I went and showed my ID and got in the 21 and over line. Like, what? I dare you to tell me I'm not 21. So anyway, so the bouncer is like, if you could get up there, you can get up there. So I'm like, all right, I climb up on the stage, right? I get my big ass up on that stage. And I'm on the stage like, and I failed to mention the night we went to the club, it was techno night. So we were Now, mind you, we five hip hop heads in St. Louis at the club on a techno night. Right? Yo, now Taj is probably gonna say he was having the time of his life, because anytime we ever talk about this story, this is what all my 4 friends would say, the same exact thing. Dash was having the time of his life. So I'm up on the stage, right? Unsking away. And I see this dude with these glow sticks, right? My man was with these glow sticks, like, with the glow sticks. And I'm like, yo, bro.
That means blowjobs. Yeah.
No. So he was with the glow sticks, right? So look, it's funny. So Taj is like, yo, this dude stole somebody's glow sticks and was losing his mind on stage. I didn't steal them. I asked him politely for the glow sticks. I was like, yo, bro, can I try the glow sticks? Like it gave me a special superpower or something, right? So I'm unskin with the glow sticks, right? Having the time of my life, right? Now, mind you, my 4 friends don't know where I am. And you know, we're not that drunk. So we're Keon is cracking up. We're not that drunk, right? So they're all looking for me. Unbeknownst to me, they're all looking for me. They've kind of like spread out on a dance floor and they're all trying to communicate with themselves to figure out where the hell I am, because I disappeared. I didn't tell anybody, yo, I'm going to the bathroom, nothing. I just disappeared, right? So, you know, my friends are good friends, dog. So I'm up on the stage, unsking away with my life with these glow sticks, and all of a sudden, you know how you can feel somebody's looking at you, right?
Yeah.
So I feel my friends all looking at me, and I stop, and I see 1, and I see 2, and I see 3, and I see 4, and I kind of like look between all of them, and I'm like, yeah. and then like huh?
I can picture that. That's why.
Again, the quote, and I quote, Dash was having the time of his life. Okay, that is the exact thing that every one of them says. If I say anything about that club in St. Louis and me on the stage, oh, Dash was having the time of his life that night, right? So I'm still away on the stage, and I can see them all like, oh, there's Dunn, there's Taj, there's Pook, there's Rush, and I can see them all like converge, looking at themselves and then looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm pointing to them like, yeah, I'm time of my life. They all come up to the stage and they're like, how the fuck did you get up there? I'm like, dude told me if I could get up here, I could get up here. They're like, all right. So they're like, proceed, right? They just let me be for a little while. So then the dude was like, hey man, can I get my glow sticks back? I'm getting ready to get off the stage. I'm like, nah, they mine now. Like, they mine now. I Brody his glow sticks, okay? I Brody the glow sticks. And then I remember vividly like getting down off of the stage, and they're all like, yo, they told me their side of the story about how they were all looking for me, and then it you know converged, and that's when they all saw me about the same time up on the stage having the time of my life, right? And yo, that was the prevailing story. Like we had some stories of being in the Steak and Shake But like whenever we talk about that St. Louis trip, the number one story, the number one memory is Dash being on the stage at the club on a techno night. Yeah, that like seriously. So, but I mean, I had at the time in my life. There's no other way to experience it or explain it. I was drunk as shit, and I was having a good old time with this man's glow sticks that I took from him. Well, I asked him politely, and then I didn't give him back. So I didn't take them. I asked him politely if I could, use his glow sticks, and then I did not give them back. But yeah, man, it was a fun time. But like I said, every day we were there for 4 or 5 days, and we like every day we go to the liquor store and get the Hypnotic and the Hennessy or the Alizé and the Hennessy, and we would sit in a room drinking, beating on the table, and having a good old time, making songs and making stuff up. And then like I said, one day we went to the Arch, one day we drove around, one day we went to the to the to the club, and I'm trying to think like what else we did, because we did like the same stuff every day. It's not like we went and did anything prolific, like did a whole bunch of sightseeing. We went to the Arch. That was the one time we went to the Arch, and yeah, that I mean I don't know, Todd, you still here? If you can chime in on say what else we did, because I don't remember what else we did, but that might have been all of the Alizé and Hennessy.
It probably went to Popeyes.
I don't know about Popeyes actually. I know we ate at the Steak and Shake quite a few times because we didn't have Steak and Shake in Philly.
That's
so
good stuff. Yeah.
it really was decent. But we were drunk, and it was late, so it didn't didn't matter.
I apologize. That was a racist thing for me to say. You went to Popeyes.
Nah, I mean, you say it didn't bother me. I got a pretty thick skin.
Watermelon.
No, that just wasn't right. I apologize. That was.
Oh, so he said we
not
went to
from the
Dave and
South
Buster's.
You're from the South. You gonna eat the Popeyes too?
Oh, no.
I do. Yeah.
Was it Churches or what was the other? Not Popeyes. Churches or
what's the other one?
Hearts.
Bojangles.
No, not Bojangles.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's another
down here too. Hey Dash, look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bounce. I got an early morning in the morning.
No worries, Jimmy. Look, it's 11. It's about time for me to get off too.
Y'all have a good
Jimmy.
rest of the week.
Yeah,
Good
take
to see
care.
you guys too. Hey,
all right,
we're back. All
right, man.
Y'all have
good.
A good week.
You too. See you, Jimmy.
You
Susie said, "John, that's crazy what Jamie Oliver did. I'm gonna have to look up the video on YouTube. That sounds amazing. He honestly has a lot of good recipes that are pretty fast, but I've never heard of that. So I guess I might have missed his comment. Yeah. Chill with Shorty and her mom. I don't remember. Yeah. Jack in the Crowd. Oh yeah, we went to Jack in the Box too. Was it Jack in the Box? I don't know if it was Jack in the Box. I know for sure it was I just said it.
Steak Shake?
Yeah, Steak and Shake. Thank you. I don't remember Jack in the Box though. But I mean, maybe.
I thought Steak and Shake was only south. I lived in Florida. There was one down. Well, there was some down there. I didn't know they were up St. Louis.
Well, that was St. Louis. But we had a steak. There was a Steak and Shake. I know for sure there's a Steak and Shake. I won't say in Virginia, but heading south on 95, there's a Steak and Shake not too deep into Virginia,
right.
Off of 95.
We had Steak and Shakes in Indianapolis.
I was about to say there was a Steak and Shake in Glen Burnie, Maryland, which is like not too far away from where I am. Yeah. But it lasted for 5-7 years, and now it's closed. But my wife will tell you that I cursed out the manager of the Steak and Shake because like my whole thing is this: like I understand you're making food fresh, but why does it take 35 minutes to make a fast food burger?
Really?
Dude, it was something ungodly. Like we were there for a dumb long time.
You could have done
And
a restaurant and had a drink and an appetizer or
Yep.
some shit.
You could
Yep,
you could
yep.
charge your car in that amount of time.
funny. This was before I had my electric car. Y'all just hit me where it hurts there, Grumpus. All right, I see what you did there, Grumpus. I see. All right, Grumpus.
Got him.
Exactly.
This is family friendly, Grumpus. Come on.
Oh man.
It is.
Damn. So yeah, so let's see. Great, you're doing great, Jimmy. See you later. So Susie says, "Is Bojangles any good? I've never had it. They open one not too far from me. What's their appeal? It's just chicken,
Yeah.
but they have some like they have like a cinnamon biscuit. And there's like some other biscuit they have that has like berries in it or something. Again, like you can also get like breakfast biscuit sandwiches, but like I don't eat pork, so I get like the chicken breakfast biscuit sandwich, and they're not that good in my opinion. They're just like let's say it's like a reconstituted sausage or like a chicken nugget made into like a sausage patty, and that's just not. Nah, it
Try it
wasn't.
out, Susie. Give us a report.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But then, just like Grumper said, test it, taste it, and let us know what you think.
Take one
Bojangles
for the
does
team.
take one for the team. Bojangles does have some, I won't say novel, but they do have some things that are
Different from everybody else.
yeah. But Bojangles also so we I'm say used to, but when we used to go to Myrtle Beach, I won't say Bojangles was a highlight, but Bojangles was one of the places where we used to get food because we could get like a family meal of like 20 pieces of chicken for like 15-20 bucks.
Right.
So it was, if you've had KFC, if you've had Kentucky Fried Chicken, you've had similar to Bojangles.
Yeah.
It is not earth shattering. It is just fried chicken.
Yeah, like here, Williams Chicken to me is about the same thing as Bojangles almost.
You
With
said
the
Williams?
Novelty items.
What kind?
What's the name of the chicken place, Keon?
Williams Chicken. So
Williams.
here, there's a small franchise named Williams Chicken. It's just pretty much just damn chicken.
Yep.
Just with the exception of Bojangles got the little novelty items like the berry biscuits and,
yep.
whatnot.
They have a cinnamon biscuit too, I think.
Oh, cinnamon biscuit?
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's a berry, like they have a berry biscuit, maybe a cinnamon biscuit or something along those lines. But I could be mistaken, or it could have been like a temporary thing, or you know how they have promotions and stuff like that. So who knows? Yeah. It has been a little while. Oh yes.
What do you think about Chick-fil-A?
I love Chick-fil-A.
It's kind of
love Chick-fil-A.
To the
All right, so Todd says Steak and Shake, Waffle House, Del Taco, and Jack in the Crack. So definitely remember Waffle Houses. While we were there, that was an experience because we didn't have Waffle Houses in Philly. We still don't have Waffle House in Philly. Del Taco. I forgot that that was my first experience with Del Taco. When I would travel for work to Austin, we would go to Del Taco. I would go to Del Taco for breakfast, and then I would go to Del Taco after leaving 6th Street, which is like an hour apart, basically. Eating taco before I went to my hotel room, and then waking up in the morning and having Del Taco before I went into work. Yo, it was a time, okay? But Del Taco was great. If it was first thing in the morning for breakfast, the breakfast tacos, fantastic. Or like the late night tacos, fantastic. And then Jack in the Crack. I mean, I don't want to say Jack in the Crack. It's probably Jack in the Box, but I don't. Yeah. But yeah, Steak and Shake, definitely remember that one. Waffle House, remember those. Del Taco, I remember. Now that you jog my memory.
We got Waffle Houses everywhere down here.
Yeah, man. I don't get Waffle House. I'm going to say often. I have to drive. The closest Waffle House to me is probably 45 minutes away.
Yeah. They're pretty far from San Antonio. I have to go east to go find one.
Oh
Mm.
Oh,
wow.
there's
So
problems.
you were in San Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Have you
Wow,
been
here in
to
Arlington, man, they're all over the place in DFW, right off the interstate.
There's
so
probably 8 or 10 of them between Houston and New Orleans.
well, probably more than that. So in San Antonio, I had to work in San Antonio, and um one the Riverwalk is pretty okay. I mean, it's just one of those things, right?
Tourist trap.
Yep. Mi Tierra. We went to Mi Tierra and ate. That was pretty good. Is the food there still good or no?
I haven't gone there in years,
Okay.
but
And
it's
me
pretty
neither.
it's pretty constant. So
Okay. All right. And then when I saw the Alamo and it was as big as the room that I'm sitting in now, I was disappointed as hell. And then though the highlight though was there was a barbecue place called Barbecue Station or the Barbecue Station.
I don't think it's around. Let me look.
Damn it. Is it gone? No way.
Let me look.
I could get off the highway and find it without even looking up directions because that's how good it was. I remember how to get there like without even looking it up.
Mm,
I'd be disappointed if it's not there anymore because it was really good. Now, mind you, this again was probably 7 to 10 years ago. Ah, shit, more than 7 to 10 years ago. Maybe 10 to 12 years ago.
it looks like it's still around.
It is? All right, cool.
Michelin 2024. Wow.
Really? All right. So I went into, now mind you, the kid from Philly that didn't know much about barbecue, I went into the barbecue station and it was one of those things where we had someone who worked locally and he worked he lived in New Braunfels, but he worked in Austin, and then between working in Austin and then also we had a site in San Antonio. So he worked between the two sites, right? And he's like, "Oh, we had to work in San Antonio one day." He's like, "Oh man, hey, how about we go to this new?" At the time, it was new. He's like, "How about we go to this new barbecue place? It's called Barbecue Station." Now, I didn't know what the name of it was for 3 years, right? Because he just took us to this barbecue spot, and I went and I ate there, and it was fantastic. Now, mind you, this was the first time I had beef ribs. It was eye opening. It was like game changing because that wasn't something I could get in Philly. It wasn't something I could get in. Oh, dude, look at it! Look!
I was
Them
just looking,
beef,
I was just looking
them
at
beef ribs,
It's a religious
bruh,
experience.
bruh. It was. You see, I'm still talking about them beef ribs 12 years later. 12 years later, they were that damn good. So, and then it's one of those places where we were telling Jimmy. I was telling Jimmy, people ask me, "Oh, have you been to this place, that place?" When they find out you're into barbecue, right? That place there did not disappoint. Did not disappoint. You walked in and you could smell the smoke when you walked in the door. Like that. Oh, this about to be a good experience. And sure enough, so I went there one day, like let's say 15 years ago, and then traveled back to work in San Antonio like 2 or 3 years later. And when I was down in San Antonio, having to work every day in San Antonio, I went to the barbecue station 4 out of 5 days. I was there for lunch. Yeah, and I didn't even know what the name of the place was for 3 years until I went back. And I'm like, yo, we went down this street, and then we turned this way, and then we went that way, and then we went this way, and then boom, here it is. And sure enough, I'm like, yes,
opened in 1992, according to this.
that
Hmm.
I want
That's
to
a
say
long
that
time.
tracks. I wasn't 92 because it was well after that, but I guess it was new to him. The barbecue spot was new to him
Hey, Laura.
because
Oh, there,
maybe it was one he discovered, but
there's,
still.
there's Grumpus with the URL.
You said what now?
Grumpus just dropped the link to
Oh, the barbecue station.
the website.
Who knows? Maybe it was open somewhere else and then relocated there, and that's when your friend noticed it.
I have no idea, but I mean there it is, barbecue station. Hold on, BARB. dude.
No, it was founded here in San Antonio. It used to be an old Exxon
A
station.
gas station. Yo, yeah, it was a gas station.
They have a brick open what is it, a brick oven?
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm looking at the website right now and the walkthrough. Oh man, this is bringing back memories. Bruh, this counter is still the same. Dude, it was so good. It was so good.
Did you put a sticker on it?
No, this was before I had stickers, Grumpus. Thank you very much. Funny guy. But I'd put a sticker on it now. That's for damn sure. My stamp of approval, oh yeah, it would be right on the door. Hell yeah. I'm looking at the whole dining area is still the same. I gotta go back to San Antonio now. I'm sorry.
Well, let me know when you're here.
All right. I mean, so I won't say most of the time. More often than not, whenever I travel, I don't really say where I'm going or where I've been until I get back. But I will try. I can't guarantee it, but I will try. But there are times where I'm like, yo, like when I went to Texas last, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Texas to see the eclipse. While I'm in Texas, if you're anywhere near Dripping Springs, come see me. Grumpus is supposed to come through. What happened, Grumpus?
What happened, Grumpus?
Say what?
Oh, you're probably recovering from a heart attack.
No, it was before his heart attack.
Say that again. I was typing.
I was saying when I was in Texas, I thought you were going to come to Austin to hang out.
I tried to get hold of you.
He typed LOL, but you were confusing him. Yeah.
All right. So
he's like, I can't LOL. Dash is talking to me. Oh.
Thanks, Susie, for the follow on Instagram.
Yeah. Smoking Rat, what up? What up?
Yeah.
Smoking Rat is out on the West Coast. Yeah, it's only 11:30. Yo, I haven't had the longest damn day, and yet here I am. It always seems to be that way when I'm like, I am dead, I'm tired. But you know what it is? It really is you guys who have the conversation. No, I got
a lot of energy in the room.
No, trust me, Simon. It does not help me. I will fall my ass to sleep. Dude.
And Jimmy's not here to wake you up.
No, Angela's not here to wake me up. Angela would call me a couple of times, or the worst was she called my wife, and I'm gonna say worried my wife, like, what's wrong? My wife comes flying down the stairs, and that woke me up, and I'm like, huh? What's going on? She said, Angela just called me. Oh, why Angela call you? You were asleep on a live stream. Oh, okay. All right, so I just put some of the high test stuff over a little bit of ice. I'm gonna try it over ice to see if it's better.
You said it was vodka, right? Yeah.
Oh, it's hot as hell still.
You need to put some orange juice in that sucker.
I don't have any orange juice right now.
Cranberry juice.
Listen. We don't keep juice in this house because I have teenagers, and they will drink the whole damn gallon or half gallon of juice. So, but we've also never really been big juice drinkers because of said children in the house. And I'm guilty too.
You gotta find something they don't like.
Well, not even that. It's gotten to the point where I'll buy like 0 sugar teas and other things like that just to try to help with reduced sugar or less sugar in the house. And they're cool with it. But they also will just drink water. My kids will drink water. Like you go out to a restaurant and people are like, you want water? They're like, yeah. Like they didn't get soda until they were older. Like, and then when they got soda, it was a treat because it was like, no, you don't need all that sugar. You don't need. Yeah.
My sister's kids had watered down juice all their life.
Oh my God. We used to water down juice for our kids too. And it was funny. My son was telling someone about mixing water with orange juice like that was the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, what? What?
Gotta cut it down.
Yo, and he was telling me about this, and I'm mind you, he was talking about when he was a kid, and he was telling someone about how we would basically cut the orange juice or the apple juice or whatever it was,
Right.
and that was normal, right? Because they didn't have the full strength juice, so they never knew. But then when they started getting the full strength, oh no, there was never going back. We could never go back. No, sir. I'm not adding. Nope. I just add a
Gotta
little
cut
bit
it.
of that. No,
Whoa.
that'll do more than cut it. But so what's crazy is I can, even though it's colder, the colder makes it more palatable and not burn. I definitely feel like, okay, if I drank enough of this, I would be laid out sitting here.
There's one thing I can't drink straight is vodka.
Really?
Like
But
this,
what is that that you're drinking? I see it's brown.
it's a bourbon.
Okay. You remember what kind of bourbon? Weller. Okay. All right. So I'm still on my bourbon journey. I'm still trying to learn the bourbon. I kind of had a cheat code where I was given some really good bourbon, and like I kind of don't want to go back in between. Just I don't want to drink any more crap stuff. So I've kind of like, listen, I have a friend that makes stuff at home.
Really?
Bruh, listen. When I say, hey man, I got a little extra this, he's like, here's a jar. Hey man, I got a little here's a jar.
Huh.
Hey man, just like I said, I came back from my trip. I wasn't home for 2 weeks damn near. He's like, hey, I got something for you to try. Sure. So, oh look, I spoke her up. Oh my gosh, I spoke up Angela. Look, she said late, but hey y'all. Oh man. Look, Angela said there's new people on the live tonight. Yes, indeed. So here, I want to say introduce yourselves. Simon, Chris.
I am Simon.
I'm Chris.
So these have been long-time lurkers, first-time
panelers.
Or long listener, first-time caller.
And the rabbit.
You said what?
Simon brought up the rabbit.
Oh.
Angie's here. Now you're going to hear the whole story about a bunny rabbit doing.
No, we're not.
Bad things to Angie.
You want to know about the bunny rabbit? You got to go to our live stream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh heavens! What do we have going on over here? Listen, Angie's in my state, so she's east or west, but she's still in the state, so she gets a pass.
Yep. Great girl. Sorry.
So Angie, not to be confused with my cousin Angela. So my cousin Angela is Ange 29 Boo, and then of course just me and Angie is Angie.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to catch up.
Who's Russ?
Russ is. Hold on. This is Russ. If I can find his. Captain Newbie is Russ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I listen. It has taken me quite a long time to put names to handles and faces to, bruh. It like look. I have a list in front of me.
We're not helping over here.
I know you're not, Keon. All right, I have I have notes.
I've got.
And I still got it wrong. Like he was on 1 week, and I'm like, "What's your name?" And he told me his name, and I'm like, "I'm gonna write it down so I remember."
Yeah, I've got a full page in Evernote with everybody's handles.
That's it.
And channels. It's a cheat sheet. I can't remember all of them.
That's why I put SDS BBQ dash in right there, so there's no guessing. See how Keon has his fat and happy. Keon, yeah, he knows.
Fine.
Oh, look. Thank you. Look, Are we about to change? Look, he gonna be snarky and change it to something else. Chris ain't gonna just change it to Eastwind Farms. He's not. Look at him. Look at that devious ass grin. Look.
I'm talking to Kent. I mean, Quint.
Oh, Quint. All right. Look, I don't have to take matters into my own hands.
That's just a dictator.
I'm not. Listen, I didn't give you a.
Oh. Oh.
Gosh. Listen, you two are that's causing problems, and I appreciate it.
It's Chris, not me. It's Chris.
Chris did it.
From Yes I Can Barbecue.
Lay on the YouTube side.
So, Keon, in case you haven't guessed it, so this is Simon. Okay, this is Simon, and that's Chris. But Chris came on and put his name as Simon, and then Simon came on and put his name as Chris. So I'm calling him, but actually I take it back because Chris came on. Hold on, Keon. It gets better. Keon, Chris came on and put that his name was Kent first, and I'm like, Kent. That's not Kent. Like, I know who Kent is, but I'm like, that's what he put there. I'm going with it. And that's what I was like, dude, I haven't had enough to drink for all of the shenanigans that are going on.
Got him.
Right? I'm like, no. Here I am, like, who the hell is this? Okay. I'm like, I'm on my toes because I've had people join us on a live stream that have been like, oh my gosh, F the world this or the world is coming to an end. Like, I've had some crazies get on my live stream at some point. Yeah.
Because you let me on.
Oh my God. Hey, Dash, your fucking buddy there. What? I don't know if you've been doing live streams like for years, but
I have.
I think it was like a month or two ago. It just came up on my home screen on YouTube, and you were doing a live, and you're your buddy's chops, and I kind of continued for the next few weeks. Who said he was from Atlanta? And it's like,
you're not from Atlanta. He's not here tonight.
Yeah. What's up with that? He is the funniest motherfucker. And then he's cooking on some of the other shows and stuff, doing a lot.
Yeah.
But he just to bust his balls, he handles it pretty good, and
he does because he knows. But he gets frustrated deep down. He's frustrated that I don't give him the credit that he also thinks he deserves. That he's from close to Atlanta. He's from near Atlanta.
Atlanta
adjacent, yes. Atlanta adjacent. I was here for that one. Atlanta adjacent.
And that's where it all started. I'm like, this guy's hilarious. Oh my God.
I'm gonna text him right now.
Where are you?
Mr. Tri-Tip, okay? Hey.
Oh my gosh. Mr. Tri-Tip?
Yeah, that's what I have him saved as. So
he's from Atlanta adjacent. What the fuck's he know about Tri-Tip?
Bruh, listen, I give credit where credit is due. He can cook some Tri-Tip. Like, seriously. He can cook some Tri-Tip. And I don't even know, like, I don't know if it was his military service.
Right. Oh, that's right. He was a Marine also.
He's a Marine. Yep. Look, I'm saying, hey, Atlanta adjacent. We were just talking about you. And we're wondering where you are.
Oh my God. Yeah. The whole rant, not the rant, but you guys forth with.
Yeah, we and you know what? That's the thing. So it's funny. So Grumpus loiters are gonna do what?
They're going to Lloyd's.
Loiters are going to Lloyd. Okay. Now, how many people know what that reference is to? Just Grumpus, right?
Probably.
Keon, I know Keon doesn't know what loiters are going to Lloyd means.
No.
We have inside jokes on this live stream, which is hilarious to me because I can tell how long someone has been watching my live stream by the inside jokes that we talk about and share. So there was a time when I had this person named Lloyd who came and he commented on my videos, and he kept commenting nothing but hate on my videos. And it got to the point, like straight hate. Dude, you're the worst sport in the barbecue. You suck at barbecue. You can't barbecue. You can't do this. You can't do that. For a good solid month or two, all he commented was hate. Like, seriously. My man, we turned it into a positive thing where it was like, oh, damn, I got another comment from Lloyd. Well, you know what Lloyd is going to do? Lloyd is going to Lloyd. So not haters going to hate. Not haters going to hate, but loiters are going to Lloyd. All right. And that became the thing for a while. But whenever I talk about it, I'm like, oh, loiters going to. And then somebody who's been around for a while is going to be like, loiters going to Lloyd.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's funny.
Look at Grumpus' setup there.
Yeah, look at him, man.
He's not Grumpus.
Smoky Cam.
Listen, I got a cigar the other day, and I wanna smoke it, but I haven't smoked it because when I was on vacation, we went to Taj is probably not still here, but Taj, I got a Fat Bottom Betty.
Yeah, I got those.
So
one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, I like it too.
I had a couple of them, but they weren't Betty.
No.
That
was before your third marriage, huh, Grumpus?
That's right.
Oh man! All right, so Smoking Rat said, time to get back to work. Just poked in and say hi. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Look, Angela. Yeah, we same thing. The bowling. So she says Quentin is bowling with his pink bowling ball. So that's another one of the jokes. Quentin, like we were doing something one night, and he holds up his bowling ball.
Supposed to be orange, but it's pink.
It looked pink on the video, like on the live stream. It looked pink. I've seen the bowling ball in person. It is actually orange, but I will never admit to that. It's pink. It's pink, and he gets so upset about it. But it's hilarious because he gets as upset about the pink bowling ball when we give him grief about the pink bowling ball as he does about being from being Atlanta adjacent.
Right.
It is, but that's the thing that is the beautiful thing about, and just like Jimmy said, he can kind of trace back. He can kind of trace back all the people he knows, and he knows them through my channel, which is amazing for me. But I'm like, I really can't connect the dots. Just like you said, hey, I've been watching you since you were on the hot seat with CJ and Kent. That was 5-6 years ago, if not longer.
I was here for the birth of More Butter Baby.
Man, listen. But that was another thing. That was organic, right?
Yes.
I'm cooking with my daughter, and I'm like, oh man, this dump cake, it looks like it needs more butter, babe. And I'm like, this looks like it needs more butter. And we start going back and forth, and she's like, more butter, baby, more butter, baby. And I mean, I could have never pictured that, you
couldn't have scripted that.
No, not at all. And that became her catchphrase whenever she used to get on the okay, you know what they want to hear. More butter, baby. So it was just, but I mean, I really can't say thank you guys enough for coming back week in, week out and hanging out with me. And now that I'm doing the StreamYard streams and we can kind of have this, I won't say fellowship, but we have this ability to talk to each other faster. This is when I've gone from like an hour and a half to a 2-hour video or a live stream to like 3 and 4 hours because I'll be having a hell of a time. And I'm like,
gets away from you.
Man, dude, I've been talking for 2.5 hours. Mind you, Grumpus, I don't know if you heard this, but I was cooking. I cooked for my taste test number 2. They had their he plays baseball. He's playing baseball, and they had their senior night. So they celebrated the seniors tonight. You know, they gave him like a little poster with their name and
Number
a
two
nice
is a
picture on.
senior.
Yes, he is.
Holy
He's a
crap!
senior in high school. Okay,
Man.
I am still the only senior in this household. Uh, but legally, I'm the only senior in this household. All right. But they they played a great game. They came back. They were down 10 points in the 6th inning, and they came back and rallied like the Phillies did last night. Came back and rallied and ended up winning the game 13-12.
Did you see how he threw that in there, Chris?
Anyway,
Organic.
I was smooth with it, Grumpus.
It was very smooth. I give you credit.
Smooth with it. All right. So, but taste tester number 2 ended up having a grand slam walk-off home run.
Sweet.
Dude, in his senior game, you know, in the last home game that they're gonna play, in his senior game, dude, like regular season, so I don't know if they make it postseason and maybe it'll play some more. But it was like somebody said it was like a Disney movie. Oh, Marcus said it was like a Disney movie. Like Betty, yeah. So Taj is still here. He says, "Yep, Betty is his biatch, dude." So Taj actually got me. He put me on to these fat bottom Bettys. But it's one of those things where usually I'll have a cigar when I'm on vacation. And I did not have a cigar while I was on vacation, so I came back wanting a cigar. So now it's freaking 11:45, and I'm like, do I want to go sit out and smoke the cigar right now? But yeah, Keon, how long does it take you to smoke a cigar?
It's late for a cigar.
I know.
Yeah.
You said how long, Keon?
That depends. Sometimes it can be like 30 minutes, 40.
Okay. I mean, this is a Fat Bottom Betty Toro, so it's one of the bigger ones.
So this
And
one is the Alice, and I think
Oh yeah.
it's like half that size, if not a
Okay.
little smaller.
Did you say a skinny ass Alice?
What is it? What is the name of that Alice one? Because he made mention of that one when I was at the cigar shop.
This one's a Crazy Alice.
Crazy Alice. Okay.
So it's similar
That
to
one is
the Fat Bottom Betty's, but it's similar to the Fat Bottom Betty's, but it's like really, really small.
like a stubby cigar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know that Grumps's first lady was? What did you say those cigars were called? I forgot already.
Crazy Alice. Oh, Fat Bottom
First,
Betty.
Fat
First-
Bottom Betty.
Alice. And
That's
it's
right.
called Fat Bottom Betty.
That was wife 1 and 2. That's why he's on wife 3 now.
Damn. I think it's more on the pace of how you smoke it too, because me, especially if I'm at the cigar lounge and I'm drinking and smoking, I'm steady puffing on the doggone thing the whole time. But if you just not really puffing on it, that's a lot longer.
Damn, Quentin. That's dope. That's you're a great guy and father. Keep it up, my friend. Well, thank you. Thank you, Quentin. Like seriously.
Cheers, Quentin.
That is really nice. I want to say I owe you a Malort shot, but maybe next week. So Quentin says I like my cigars. We need to smoke. So maybe one I'll say one of these evenings
I wanna
live
see
streams we'll
Jeremy
smoke a
back.
cigar. One more time, Keon.
Sweet Jane is not bad either.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really not into cigars. I tried to learn the bourbon. You know, I'm trying to learn the cigar.
Me too.
I don't know.
I'm still learning it myself.
If you have the cigar go, I think you have to have a drink, like a liquor, like a whiskey.
Yeah. So when I came back from my honeymoon, right? Mind you, I've been in May. It'll be 21 years. So, we went to the Dominican Republic. and they made us. Don't say they made us, but I bought some cigars when I was there, and I'm like the person who was there. Oh no, reschedule. My laptop was getting ready to restart, and I'm like, no. I'm glad it popped up the message before it just kicked me off, but I'm like, so I'm in the Dominican Republic, and they're like, oh hey, try these cigars. So I sit and I smoke a single cigar, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't really quite know what to do, but I ended up buying like 5 or 10 cigars, and I'm like, what the hell do I do with it? So I came home and I looked online, and I found that I could make a humidor with some like Tupperware and I put some Grand Marnier in it and let the cigars hang out in the Grand Marnier. Yo, it was fantastic. And I'm like, I didn't even know better. I was just like creating greatness from jump and didn't even know. But then I would sip on some of the rest of the Grand Marnier that I had from the bottle while I was smoking the cigars that were Grand Marnier infused.
Right.
And it worked out. It worked out pretty well, actually.
Let me try. Silly question. Was there any Grand Marnier left after you flavored the cigars? Was there any Grand Marnier that maybe collected some cigar taste on the bottom, or was
So I didn't actually drink it because it had been sitting for like weeks.
Gotcha.
So I had like a big Tupperware container, and then I put the cigars naked in the Tupperware container, like out of the wrapper. Then put a small, teeny little ramekin of Grand Marnier in.
Sure.
And
I was just
no,
sorry.
I know, just trying to see if the cigar would impart something into the Grand Marnier. I didn't drink it.
Yeah.
I didn't drink it. That Jones sat out way too long for me to want to risk that. Now, mind you, if it were now, I'm like, that's good liquor. I'm gonna taste it. The old man in me is like, nah, man, we not wasting no liquor around here.
Right.
But 20-something-year-old me, I was like, nah, I ain't drinking that. Nah, that don't. No, no way. Look, Susie said, "Oh my God, I used to love Grand Marnier."
I still do.
I do too.
I still love them.
I haven't had any Grand Marnier in quite a while. There was and I don't even know why, but there's a guy that I used to we went to, I won't say school together, but I went to a computer, like a technical school, and we had classes together, and he was a big Grand Marnier fan. There used to be a Grand Marnier bar in Baltimore called One Eye Mike's. It is closed in the last like 2 years or so. But what would happen is you go in and you would buy your bottle, and your bottle would sit on a rack. And when you came in, you had a glass that you drank from your bottle. And of course, as you bought bottles in bulk from the bar, you would your Grand Marnier would be cheaper, and you're drinking from your bottle.
Sure.
So if it was one of those, I don't say pretty crazy concept, but have you ever been to Green Turtle where you have a cup, like you have a mug at the Green Turtle? So you buy like a membership, and the membership is a mug, and when you go in, you give them your mug number, and then all of your drinks are less expensive because you have a mug there.
I've seen them in bars. I've seen stuff like that. Not specifically that place, but yeah, I've seen them in bars. Yeah, that have a lot. Yeah, they get a big local crowd, and they'll hang their mugs or whatever from the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I add a shot of Grand Marnier to sangria. You had recently because you had some of my sangria. I made it for my birthday. You said what now? I'm sorry.
No, it's great to add Grand Marnier to frozen margarita drinks or sangrias.
Okay. Yep.
Quentin says, "And you made my night. It's finally happening. Don't forget to sign in." I was at Times Square around Christmas. Time at a bar, sipping on Grand Marnier, overlooking Times Square. She said it was perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I think I need to buy some this weekend.
Yeah,
It's only $2 more than Crown. It's not that
expensive. No. So on our way back from Florida, and I started saying this earlier, but we took the train down to Florida this time. We took the auto train. It was not as I'm gonna say it wasn't as bad as you would imagine, but it was actually a pretty pleasant experience.
Hmm.
And it was different because usually I drive. I'm like, I'll knock out the drive from Baltimore to Central Florida in one day like it's nothing.
Hmm.
What's 14 hours? I have to go see my mother-in-law.
It's nothing
Uh,
for a
uh,
man.
Well, no, because my cousin will tell you, and I'm sure she's about to comment, that I haven't been to see my cousin. My cousin lives in Southern Maryland, but for whatever reason, like our schedules just do not align. And every time she's like, "Hey, come this way," I'm gonna be up that way, or "Hey, I'm coming up that way," I'm gonna be out of town. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be there. Um, so yeah. Mm. All right, so fellas, we are at almost a 3 hour mark. Berto Migo, he says some things never change, man.
Shit.
Well, it sounds like you're gonna shut down, but thanks. I'll be here, but thanks for having me up. And
Yeah, man, dude. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm willing and down to talk to him. Say anybody, but I'm willing to talk to most folks. And definitely appreciate you coming in. And so let me ask you this, Chris. What's your favorite Canik?
I don't even know. I've never shot one. I've held at least one.
Mm-hmm.
I never shot one. Never looked at it. I don't know. I no, it's Glock.
Okay. Chris,
So anyway,
Dash may not know what caliber did you shoot that watermelon with, or the cilantro with?
Oh, that was
that was
okay. What happened was I was very very artistic in my and I deleted like I think it was damn big screen.
By the way, Chris hates cilantro.
Yeah. So I had like 300 videos and live streams and all that stuff that I did, but I was very artistic and everyone was busting my balls about no cilantro. So I went to Walmart in Concord, New Hampshire, and I bought all the cilantro they had in the fucking Walmart.
All of it.
All
of it.
Give me all the cilantro you have here. So it was like, I think it was per pound, which to have a pound of like.
That's a lot of cilantro.
Yeah. So, and it was in the wintertime. It was snowy, and I have some land out back. So I made some tannerite. I think it was like a quarter pound of tannerite, and I wrapped the cilantro around it like a Christmas wreath. I got it out about 100 yards, and I was like, Mom, I need to borrow your laptop because I wanted to have like 3 different camera angles, and I had an iPhone and laptop. I had an iPhone and an iPad, and I wanted to borrow Mom's iPad. So I had 3 iPads, and I had like Mom's at like super slow motion. I had like all 3, and I had my phone set right behind me, and I had a 308. It's my Remington 308, Remington 700 308. And I shot it, and it was like green mist everywhere, things, and it was pretty cool. But all the grass, all the fucking snow, the fence post, all the snow was freaking green. Massacre or some shit. It was crazy.
It was beautiful.
You said the Mint Massacre? Did you start growing cilantro after that?
Dude, you know, right? Yeah.
You did?
It's like, yeah, you'd think every time I cut the lawn there, it was going to smell like cilantro.
That's what you get. That's what you get. That's payback. It's karma. That's
Karma is my middle name.
How long ago was that the death on the cilantro, and how long did the cilantro last in your yard?
Oh, well, like you say, long ago, it was probably 5 years ago that I did the video, and well, it stayed on the snow until the snow melted. Then it went to grass. I don't know, but that was a good video. I mean, that took
It
me.
was excellent.
Hmm.
And now you've taken it down, so we can't see it.
I've erased everything. I don't even have the
I
original.
know.
Why did you erase it, dog?
I was just getting away from YouTube. I was drinking a lot. And not that I'm not drinking now, but usually during the week. But I had a couple beers tonight. But no, it's just it was taking up a lot of my life, and I had just retired, and I'm like, I just need to take a break from this and move on to things that matter for right now.
Yeah.
Not that YouTube didn't matter, but in the people that followed, because I had a good following, and I still do, which is great. But
yeah, because don't you still talk to from
Russ
from Cranberry? Yeah.
Cypress Laura from Cypress Ruse Light here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, Laura is here.
Yes, she is.
So here's the thing. I swear, Laura has me trained like Pavlov's dog.
Right.
Because, oh my god! It's
Right,
like
Johnny?
every freaking time.
You start yawning.
Every freaking time. Because Laura, like I used to. Now, mind you, I used to start my days on Wednesday at like 4:15 in the morning, and do the live stream until late. And the reason I chose Wednesdays to do my live stream is because on Thursday morning, I didn't have to go into work until late. And when I say late, I had to go in at 10 a.m. versus 6 a.m. So my day on a Wednesday started at 4 some change. God! Dude, I swear. So by the time I would be doing the live streams after drinking and stuff like that, I used to yawn. Laura started counting the yawns. And now, dude, now it's one of those things where she comes in here and
starting yawning.
Yep, and I just start yawning. And then I can't say the Y word because I'll do it again. Yo, it is I don't know what it is. Like, it's crazy. I won't yawn at all when she's not here. But as soon as she get here, I start yawning, and
I think it's because of that Celsius thing that they have up there. That's what it is.
I don't know what it is. I mean, Neil was here earlier, or Quentin was here earlier. Not Neil. Quentin was here earlier, and I I didn't yawn when he was here.
Well, he's Iowa.
Oh. Yeah, I thought he was in Canada, but yeah, he's in Iowa.
He should be in Canada because someone like him shouldn't be allowed in this country. He should.
Hey. He told you about his judge.
Yeah.
He told us about his judge, so I wouldn't
That's true.
I'll say piss him off. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to catch up the comments, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm missing it.
I'll stop talking. You were trying to freaking close out your channel. I'm sorry.
That's all right. And I'm, I don't. Yeah, Blind Man also is in Canada. Laura's in Canada. Neil's in Canada, and I don't know why. I always think that Quentin is in Canada, but he's not. Not to be
offensive.
Not to be confused with Atlanta adjacent Quentin or Mr. Tri-Tip. So, thanks, Russ. He's so funny. Laura. I don't. I don't know what it is. Every time Laura's here, it's like it's completely uncontrollable. I wish I could say. I knew what it was. Oh man, I know, Laura. I know. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here before I start yawning that much more. So thank you guys so very much for hanging out. Thank you who are watching and the replay gang. Comment replay gang. Just write the word yawn. If you are still watching and you are on the replay gang, comment the word yawn So I know that you watched until the end, and I appreciate you guys. So all right, thank you guys so very much again.
Thanks for
I'll
having me
see
up.
you. Yeah, you guys have a good one, and we shall do this again next week. All right,
Cyan,
peace.
Ian,
Yeah.
Chris, good to see you.
You too, guy.
All right.
Grumps. Not guy.